provide scholarships and tuition assistance. They are committed to your success, offering engineering, drafting, and welding opportunities, plus scholarships, job shadowing, and mentorship programs. Learn more at masabinc.com/careers. When I grow up, I want to work at Masaba.
Masaba Manufacturing. Unlock your future and rock with us.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
Best Western Ramkota Hotel in Aberdeen is the place to stay for business or the weekend family getaway. You'll feel right at home with ample parking, spacious guest rooms, and complimentary breakfast. And with a convenient location, you'll have easy access to local attractions and events in the area. While staying at the Best Western Ramkota, guests can enjoy an indoor water play land, an on-site Minerva's restaurant, exercise facility, wedding services, and a business center. For friendly service and a great stay, make your reservation today.
Farming today requires constant adjustment, innovation, and the right seed, and you'll find that with Pioneer Seed at Dakota Seed and Services in Irene and Vermillion. With the most advanced technologies and local experts, Dakota Seed and Service share in your hard work on the farm, adapting to an ever-changing industry. When you need the right seed, protection, and service, make it Dakota Seed and Services in Irene and Vermillion. There's no better organization that gives back to the student athletes than the Booster Club. The Vermillion Booster Club is committed to helping all student athletes grow. Join the Tanager faithful today by becoming a member at GoTanagers.com. While you're there, check out team apparel for your favorite sports team. Like them on Facebook to stay up to date on all the latest information and sports games. Join the Vermillion Boosters today and go Tanagers. When it comes to advertising, reaching the right market while giving back to the school is just plain right. If you're looking for an effective method that reaches a large fan base at once, then here's your ticket with Live Ticket TV. With over 90 schools in the state of South Dakota, we can help you advertise locally with just your home team or reach the region. Plus, a portion of all sales go directly back to the school. Get a hold of Heath Nimke today and let's get started in building your brand with Live Ticket TV.
Maytag appreciates a compliment, but this Maytag washer isn't just eye candy.
Wow.
Inside, it's got the capacity and power to handle even the mightiest loads.
I love this.
Yeah, she's a beaut.
It's a he.
How do you know?
Don't worry about it.
Find Maytag products and the industry's best appliances at your local dealer, Merce Appliance, downtown Vermillion.
Birds like tanagers are great at flying out of the way to miss your car, deer, and other drivers are not. If you're in any kind of accident, bring your vehicle to Blaine's Body Shop in Vermillion. We repair your vehicle to pre-accident condition and handle the entire process from start to finish, including an accurate estimate and dealing with the insurance adjuster. So good luck to the tanagers, and if you're in an accident, bring your vehicle to
Blaine's Body Shop. Blaine's Body Shop. Automotive collision repair.
Give it
Birds like tanagers are great at flying out of the way to miss your car. Deer and other drivers are not. If you're in any kind of accident, bring your vehicle to Blaine's Body Shop in Vermillion. We repair your vehicle to pre-accident condition and handle the entire process from start to finish, including an accurate estimate and dealing with the insurance adjuster. So good luck to the tanagers, and if you're in an accident, bring your vehicle to
Blaine's Body Shop. Blaine's Body Shop. Automotive collision repair.
Give it off to Cisse, gliding to the basket. Out to 3, Jay Hayes. Good. And Eric Glenn wants to stop the music.
Midwest Ready Mix Equipment is your locally owned and operated ready mix company. Their specialty, 6x6 front discharge mixer trucks that allows for better placement of concrete and ease of use. Midwest Ready Mix Equipment offers the highest quality of concrete products and aggregates, and also a full-service dealer for Logon equipment featuring telehandlers, excavators, and ASV track skid loaders for purchase or rent. Midwest Ready Mix Equipment, East Highway 50, Vermillion.
CoreCares helps individuals stay at home by offering caregiving, nursing, and medical alert systems in over 55 communities in South Dakota. Specializing in tasks like bathing, meal prep, and medication setups, our well-trained staff delivers exceptional care. We invest in our team through customized training and comprehensive benefits. To learn more about job opportunities or services, visit our website at corecares.com. CoreCares, proudly serving our community.
Jensen Kennels is your safe place to take your dog while you're away. They have over 7,000 square feet of indoor run space and outdoor play yards. They pride themselves in providing enrichment both mentally and physically for all types of dog. And speaking of size, Jensen Kennels can host any size of dog, from the smallest Boston Terrier to the largest Great Dane. To find out the full services Jensen Kennels offers, check out their website and Facebook pages. Next time you need your dog to stay in a safe, fun environment, make it Jensen's Kennels.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
For more than 100 years, John Deere Credit has been helping producers acquire the machinery they need when they need it. Stop by any of the 9 Grossenberg implement locations and ask about the 2-year waiver on purchases of used John Deere model year 2022 and 2023 self-propelled sprayers. Minimum payment required. All rates subject to approved credit and 30% down payment or qualified trade required. Minimum payment required on 2-year waiver and following 3-year rate is based on John Deere rates. Any rates are good through 10/31/24 or change at any time. See store for exact rates, requirements, and terms.
Since 1966, Louis Cleaning and Restoration has served the Vermillion and Southeast South Dakota area with high-quality work and even higher-quality customer service. At Vermillion's oldest cleaning and restoration company, they pride themselves on providing the best service with friendly, knowledgeable staff. They specialize in cleaning, offering extensive cleaning services with high-powered equipment at an affordable price. Check out their website for a full list of services they offer. And next time you need it clean, call Louis Cleaning and Restoration.
Do you have a pest problem? Got bats, ants, termites? Family owned and operated, Olson's Pest Technicians have had over 50 years experience taking care of pest problems in places across South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa. Utilizing brilliant methods such as Centricon bait stations for termites and Vicane treatment for bed bugs. There's no pest too tough for Olson's Pest Technicians. If you have pest problems, call 800-KILL-BUGS.
Insurance rates are on the rise, and now more than ever, every penny counts. With me, John Brooks at DFS Insurance, we can look over your coverages and find the right insurance carrier to help you keep your costs down. At DFS Insurance, I'm an independent agent, which allows me to offer a variety of different carriers to fit your needs. When you're ready for your free, no obligation quote, give me a call, and we'll get you on the path to the best and most affordable insurance you need with Dakota Financial Services.
Welcome to Dakota PC Warehouse, where our staff aren't just friendly, we're certified nerds with a side of tech genius. Prepare to be awed as we unleash a barrage of geeky charm and unbeatable deals on PCs and HD TVs. And our tech gurus, armed with determination and a questionable assortment of snacks, can fix just about anything. We love technology and making it work for you. Dakota PC Warehouse, because being a nerd is our superpower.
For healthier crops and stronger yields, count on Nutrien Ag Solutions. By partnering with the leader in plant nutrition, you'll have access to innovative products and unmatched service that deliver impact and efficiency to every acre. Healthier crops, happier growers. Lead the field this season and beyond. Find your local crop consultant at nutrienagsolutions.com.
Welcome back to the Vermillion Booster Club Press Box, proud supporters of all Tanager athletics and the student athlete.
It's time to defend the home territory for the Vermillion Tanagers inside the Dakota Dome. Good evening and welcome to Friday Night Lights here on Live Ticket TV, along with our crew here for Live Ticket TV. Spencer Bewley, Cole Larch, Joe Van Gore. Good afternoon, fans, and good evening, I should say, as we get you set for kickoff. I'm Heath Nimke. We have ourselves tied for first coming into the building tonight. The Canton Seahawks taking on the Vermillion Tanagers, and this Friday Night Light matchup of two highly contested teams, two football towns, if you will, priding themselves in football. But for one team, they find their first win of the season, and another one, they have gone through some very close battles to open up their season. And when it comes to Class 11A football, might just have the toughest season, or I should say toughest schedule coming up yet throughout the rest of the season. As I mentioned, I'm Heath Nimke. We have a very busy pregame show here to get you set for kickoff coming up at 7 o'clock between the Vermillion Tanagers and the Canton Seahawks. We'll take a look a little bit more at Class 11A and the full spectrum of Friday Night Lights, as there's plenty to get into with the media polls once again coming out this past Monday, how things have shifted and changed for week 3 of football, and taking a look at some of the marquee matchups, including a huge game in Class 11B that is coming up tonight just down the road from us. Oak Point Jefferson and winner in Class 11B are playing against one another. That's a matchup of 1 versus 2 in the media rankings. Again, we'll have more of a full look at Friday Night Lights coming up here in just a little bit, but a quick look at these two teams before we get you to our first timeout break. As I mentioned, Canton comes in tied for first according to the media for that first position, them in Sioux Falls Christian. Canton otherwise so far this season is 2-0, defeating Rapid City Christian at Copland Field, their home field, 20-16 back on week 1, and then last week also at home. Opposite side for the Vermillion Tanagers, they picked up a nice victory last week against Lakota Tech. Take what you will from it, a 55-0 victory, but a lot of conversation still being had going back to week 1 and what could have been against the Lenox Orioles in that matchup. Again, in week 1, Vermillion lost 48-13 right here inside the Dakota Dome. What do they have to do differently tonight to have a chance against number 1 Canton Seahawks? And yet with the rest of this season, with very busy road games coming up, including next week on the road at Madison at the very newly updated Dakota State University field that they will be playing at coming up next week. But again, still opportunity for the Vermillion Tanagers to get back into this season, but it's going to take an upset tonight if they want to make that happen. As I mentioned, coming up here on the pregame show and coming up next, we'll take a look at all of football across the state of South Dakota. We'll also have a conversation with Coach Lundstrom of the Canton Seahawks and take a look more at this crew, as this is something that Coach Rich alludes to in our pregame conversation, something he's never seen before at Canton, which is saying something with his long career as the Canton Seahawks coach. We'll also catch up with head coach Tom O'Boyle of the Vermillion Tanagers to talk about what's going to take to get the upset here inside the Dakota Dome before, again, kickoff is coming up at 7 o'clock. We're going to step aside for our first time out. When we come back, it's a look at all of Friday Night Lights, the games tonight, and the media standings. That is all on the way next here on Live Ticket TV.
Sure. To keep the farm and to keep your vehicle fueled up for those long drives, your pantry stocked for those snack cravings.
Out here, you learn that to keep growing, you have to keep changing. CHS and the farmers and ranchers we serve know all about change, because together we've changed agriculture. That's why we're the largest farmer-owned cooperative in the country. So farmers own the system they count on, with advantages at every step. From innovative tools that help crops grow, to grain processing expertise, to energy solutions, we create connections to empower agriculture. Learn more at chsinc.com.
Hey kids, it's never too early to start planning for your future. Did you know Masaba provides scholarships and tuition assistance? They are committed to your success, offering engineering, drafting, and welding opportunities, plus scholarships, job shadowing, and mentorship programs. Learn more at masabainc.com/careers. When I grow
Masaba Manufacturing, unlock your future and rock with us.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Welcome back to the Vermillion Booster Club Press Box, proud supporters of all Tanager athletics and the student athlete.
At H. Lauren Lewis Field inside the Dakota Dome, we're getting you set for Class 11A football here on Live Ticket TV, the Vermillion Tanagers and the Canton Seahawks. Welcome back inside the broadcast booth, along with Joe Van Gore, Cole Larsh. We're getting you set. We just broke down what we have coming up here on the pregame show. And it's now time to get to our next segment where we break down what's happening across the spectrum of high school football here in the state of South Dakota, including a few games in Class A that are already underway and a couple that we would really like to pay attention to when it comes to the rest of the season, especially for these two teams of Canton Seahawks and the Vermillion Tanagers. Let's bring in my broadcast partner, Cole Larsh, who I know who has been voting as of recently according to the media polls, and let's break those down when it comes to what the polls are saying so far here in this past week. Coming in tied for first, Canton and Sioux Falls Christian both got 10 place first place votes. Third was Lennox, fourth was Dakota Valley, and fifth was Del Rapids. Receiving votes, Tri-Valley at 2-0. I think they're getting a lot more attention because they are 2-0. Rapid City Christian at 0-2, and West Central was also receiving votes at 1-1 overall. Cole, we begin there in Class A. Your takeaway from what we saw in that first week and kind of your opinion when it comes to the media polls in Class 11A.
Well, I think I just want to start off by saying that if one of the members of the media that was voting would have stuck to his guns a little bit more, we wouldn't have a tie at first place. But it is one of those deals where, you know, it's not very often you see a dead tie in first place for these games or for these polls. And, you know, it doesn't really surprise me when you look at Canton, when you look at Sioux Falls Christian, two really talented squads. Lennox there in third probably could make an argument for them to be up in the top, in those top spots. But it's going to be one of those deals where until a week from today when Canton and Sioux Falls Christian
fifth, Dakota Valley, and kind of wrapping up the playoff picture, Del Rapids, Millbank, Vermillion, and West Central all in a jam lock. But again, we're talking about teams that are 2-0 or 1-1 overall, so it doesn't necessarily matter right now at the moment for what we are seeing when it comes to the overall seed points. It comes to, you talk about East River voters and putting O'Gorman still in the top 5, I would be considered one of those guys. When it comes to 11 AA, Pierre takes the number 1 spot at 2-0, and then things have been extremely interesting. How excited have you been to watch Class 11 AA and seeing new names, new faces when it comes to the top 5 and the way the first 2 weeks have kind of panned out in Class 11 AA?
Yeah, it's something we really haven't seen in quite some time. As obviously you look at Pierre, they're going to keep staying up there in the number 1 spot, and then you kind of look at the next 4. You really could make an argument for a lot of teams in those next 4 spots. That's something we, like you said, haven't been able to say in these past years. It's going to be fun to watch it progress over the rest of the season.
As we mentioned already, Class 11A. Cole, maybe the marquee matchup, game of the night, if you will, is going to be happening in Class 11B, right down the road from us. All eyes are right now currently in Elk Point. Winner and Elk Point. Jefferson 1 and 2, according to the media, play each other tonight. Sioux Valley rounds out the top 3. Otherwise, Woonsocket, Wessington Springs, Sanborn Central, and of course, we can't forget about your Mount Vernon, Plankinton wrap out the top 5. Wagner, Groton area, and Beersford all receiving votes. Of course, when it comes to high school football in the state of South Dakota, 11B might be the most exciting type of football you can play.
Exactly right. It's just one of those. It's one of those classes where you think about it and you look at it where top 3 teams, top 4 teams, maybe even all top 5 teams could win it all, like we kind of saw last year. Hot Springs kind of came out of nowhere, but in my opinion, the marquee matchup, like you said, Winter and EPJ aren't even the 2 best teams in the class. I'm a firm believer that Sioux Valley is the top class or it is the top school, in 11B. We'll see how that shakes out over the rest of the season.
Parkston remains first in 9AA. Hamlin, Elkton, Lake Benton is in at 3rd. 4th is Hill City. Viborg, Hurley in at 5th, receiving votes. Hanson, Tripp, Delma, Armour, ACDC. After their jump from 11B down to 9-man, I heard from reliable sources with the new head coach, they were going to have some trouble the Nighthawks, but they have certainly played impressive football so far. And also Kimball, White Lake, they're receiving votes in 9AA. But it seems like, again, the top 3, if you will, maybe even top 4 in 9AA, really deserve their spots when it comes to that class.
Yeah, exactly right. You look at 2 top-heavy teams in Parkston and Hamlin who I don't believe square off this season. No, they do not. So, their only matchup might be in the Dakota Dome or might be in the playoffs. 2 very talented squads. And then behind them, like you said, you can kind of make an argument for any of those teams to be in those final 3 spots. Again, I don't really think the number 1 team in the poll right now is the best team in 9AA. I think Hamlin's got a lot of talent, but Parkston has a better defense.
TDA would be considered the Nighthawks, if you will. When they join with ACDC, they're the Thunderhawks. I should probably get
correct.
that right. 9A, Howard comes in at the number 1 spot. Wall did receive a first-place vote. Otherwise, breaking it down, 9A. 3rd is Warner. 4th is Woolsey Wessington. 5th is Harding County Bison. Receiving votes, Alcester, Hudson, and Phillip. Cole, when it comes to 9A, a lot of West River teams getting some attention.
Yeah, you can kind of take that whichever way, if Weston, in my opinion. But 3 really talented teams. Of course, Wall, can't forget about them. I just don't think they can quite keep up with the talent that Howard has.
When it comes to 9B, there's an outright front runner. Avon comes in at the number 1 spot. Fulton area number 2. 3 is Del Rapids St. Mary. 4th is Sully Buttes. 5th is Corsica Stickney. Receiving votes, Canastota, Kadoka area, and Harriet Selby area all receiving votes. When it comes to 9B, Cole, everyone is trying to chase after Avon, and Avon has nothing left to prove but say, come get us after winning a state title a year ago.
That's exactly right. I mean, Avon far and away the number 1 team, unless they get knocked off. I don't really see any of these other teams taking over that number 1 spot. However, lots of talent in some of these teams that are in this poll. Fulton area, they're going to make a run. St. Mary's, if they get hot, they can make a run too. And of course, Stickney, they took a loss, but they got a lot of talent. Kadoka area, look out for them. Didn't have a great game last week, but I think they're a solid team overall.
When it comes back to Class 11A, we mentioned it earlier. There are a couple games that are currently underway. Del Rapids leads over Rapid City Christian right now in the second quarter, 13-6. In other action, Madison is beating Custer 14-0. That one is halfway through the first. And that is a look at your class rankings and scores from across the state of South Dakota. It's brought to you by First Bank and Trust. Enjoy the convenience of digital banking from anywhere, including fast and secure mobile and online options. Customized features let you streamline banking tasks across all platforms, even other financial institutions. Banking has never been easier than with First Bank and Trust. We're going to step aside. When we come back, we look more at this matchup. The Canton Seahawks and the Vermillion Tanagers, what makes these two teams so exciting, and we break down a very talented Canton offensive and defensive line. That's what makes them so dangerous. That is on the way next here on Live Ticket TV.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place.
And Vermillion, ever-changing industry. When you need the right seed, protection, there's no better organization that gives back to the student at becoming a member at Go Tanagers. Information and sports games to advertising, reaching the right market while giving back to the school is just plain. Schools in the state of South Dakota, we can help you advertise locally with just your home team or with Live Ticket TV.
Just eye candy.
Wow.
Inside, it's got the capacity and power to handle
Dealing with the insurance adjuster. So good luck to the Tanagers, and if you're in an accident, bring your vehicle to
Blaine's Body Shop. Blaine's Body Shop. Automotive collision repair.
Ready to scrap week in and week out.
That has been something that I've heard other coaches say as well. If you want to have a chance at winning a state title, it has to go through the Canton Seahawks. When it comes to your team, one thing you've really prided yourself on is being able to run the football. How great is this offensive line?
I've ever had, since I've been here anyway. And it's nice to have a bunch of road graders out in front of your guys when they want to run the ball.
Speaking of running the football, you do have a couple of great guys that have gotten multiple carries, or it seems like you just kind of spread it out. How have Kane and T came together as running backs and making things happen, knowing that, hey, they're not always going to get the football on every single down, but they're both great teammates to
have two guys like that. You don't get that very often because they're both, lead backs in probably any other program, and they're sharing it here. They know that, like you said, they're not going to get the ball every down, but they block for each other or they carry out fakes to get some guys off of the other guys. So it's they work well together, and we're lucky to have them.
When you get ready for,
been working on everything,
Coach,
been working on everything.
Coach, you get your chance to play in the Dakota Dome. Of course, the ultimate opportunity, or ultimate goal, I should say, is to play in the Dome when it comes to the very end of the season. How much are you guys going to enjoy this opportunity, getting your potentially first chance of playing in the Dome against Vermillion on Friday?
No, it's fun. It's a great place to play, and we've been playing there for every other year for 23 years since I've been coaching, and it's always awesome to be in the Dome.
Talked about his offense and defense, but we highlight so much of what the quarterback position, the running back positions are able to do. But one thing that makes this team so successful is their offensive line. You talk about all 5 of the offensive line being seniors. Now, 3 of them was a 2003 All-Stater for this team last year. So very, very good offensive line. And then on the opposite side, you will see those guys play nose tackle, defensive end, and also play at the linebacker positions as well. So very, very impressive what they're able to build with their offensive line and just kind of go and grow from there as a team, and that's really what this team relies on, is those 5 guys up front, and then just the run game after that, pound and ground. And again, you don't know who is going to be carrying the football. You have Kane Wallner as the senior, who's gotten 43 carries already for 232 yards. He also has 6 receptions, 5 total touchdowns. He is a USD commit. And also the other big running back, wide receiver, is T. Granum, who's gotten 32 carries, 165 yards himself, 9 receptions for 88 yards. He's still looking for a college to play for, but is committed to going on and playing college football at the next level. So a lot of great talent for this Canton Seahawks team. That's what makes them so special to watch. That is why they are ranked, or I should say tied, for first when it comes to Class 11A football. The other team tied with them is Sioux Falls Christian. We're going to step aside. How do the Vermillion Tanagers stop this great offensive line, and how do they make things click offensively for themselves? I sit down with Coach O'Boyle, and he talks more about the expectations for his team going into this game. That is on the way next here on Live Ticket TV.
Gliding to the basket. Out to 3, Jay Hayes. Good. And Eric Glenn wants to stop the music.
Core Cares helps individuals stay at home by offering caregiving, nursing, and medical alert systems in over 55 communities in South Dakota. Specializing in tasks like bathing, meal prep, and medication setups, our well-trained staff delivers exceptional care. We invest in our team through customized training and comprehensive benefits. To learn more about job opportunities or services, visit our website at corecares.com. Core Cares, proudly serving our community.
Jensen Kennels is your safe place to take your dog while you're away. They have over 7,000 square feet of indoor run space and outdoor play yards. They pride themselves in providing enrichment both mentally and physically for all types of dogs. And speaking of size, Jensen Kennels can host any size of dog, from the smallest Boston Terrier to the largest Great Dane. To find out the full services Jensen Kennels offers, check out their website and Facebook pages. Next time you need your dog to stay in a safe, fun environment, make it Jensen's Kennels.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
For more than 100 years, John Deere Credit has been helping producers acquire the machinery they need.
Since 1966, Louis Cleaning and Restoration has served the Vermillion and Southeast South Dakota area with high-quality work and even higher-quality customer service. At Vermillion's oldest cleaning and restoration company, they pride themselves on providing the best service with friendly, knowledgeable staff. They specialize in cleaning, offering extensive cleaning services with high-powered equipment at an affordable price. Check out their website for a full list of services they offer. And next time you need it clean, call Louis Cleaning and Restoration.
Do you have a pest problem? Got bats, ants, termites? Family owned and operated, Olson's Pest Technicians have had over 50 years experience taking care of pest problems in places across South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa. Utilizing brilliant methods such as Centricon bait stations for termites and Vicane treatment for bed bugs. There's no pest too tough for Olson's Pest Technicians. If you have pest problems, call 800-KILL-BUGS.
Welcome back to the Vermillion Booster Club Press Box, proud supporters of all Tanager athletics and the student athlete.
Don't get us wrong, it's certainly a confidence builder, and it helps continue to bring the guys closer together, and you'll like to see it. You'll take it any day of the week if you could, but The question
Welcome
is,
back
where
to the
do you
Vermillion
go from
Booster
here?
Club
What
Press
do you
Box.
learn
Proud
and how do you
supporters of
build?
all Tanager
Welcome back
athletics
to
and
the
the
Pregame
student
show.
athletes.
I'm Heath Nimke getting you set for kickoff between the Vermillion Tanagers and the Canton Seahawks. Asking those questions because after a 55-0 victory over Lakota Tech, you ask yourself that. You say, yes, this is a feel-good victory. That was nice to travel all the way to Pine Ridge, a 4-hour-plus bus ride, to get a victory like that. But it was expected to do exactly that. So now, how do you come back together? How do you come back and defend the Dakota Dome? And how do you get ready for the number one team in Class 11A, the Canton Seahawks? Well, Coach Tom O'Boyle wasted no time answering some of those questions and putting together a small game plan all the way on the bus ride back home Friday evening and having together some type of plan of what he was going to do against the Canton Seahawks coming into today's matchup. Now, I was able to sit down and talk to him more about what he called a practice against Pine Ridge and how they get ready for the Canton Seahawks and how tonight's offense is going to look a little bit different from what we've seen so far this season. Here he is on our pregame show. It's head coach of the Vermillion Tanagers, Tom O'Boyle. Coach, big matchup. It's the Canton Seahawks. You know all about this team and how good they are. A lot of attention from the media the Canton Seahawks are getting. But before we focus on what this game is coming up here tonight, let's focus. Last Friday, took on Lakota Tech, made the far trip out to Pine Ridge. Get a huge victory there, including a shutout by the defense. What was your final takeaway from that game? I know it was just a different environment all around, the long bus trip, but what was your final takeaway from getting that nice victory over Pine Ridge, or Lakota Tech, I should say?
Yeah, I guess Heath, it just once again makes you feel good about our kids. You know, the way they handled the trip, the way they handled business, and we had turned it into what was a pretty good practice for us Friday night a week ago. I'm not demeaning Lakota Tech, but they're down, and Coach Homer's doing all he can. He's doing a great job. He has good numbers out. He's teaching kids football, and more than half of his roster haven't played football before. So, he's got an uphill battle certainly in 11A. But I was very, very pleased with how we threw the ball, the routes we ran, the discipline on the field, the getting on and off, finishing blocks, things that we were a little shy of a week before with it. Being a little starry-eyed in many guys' first varsity action. So it was certainly a night. It was a feel-good game for us. We're 1-1. We know what it feels like now to be successful at the point of attack and on the scoreboard. So little things like that are what we are preaching, and very hopeful we carry over into as you met in Canton, Rich has a program there that arguably they are in the conversation to go. You go through Canton if you're going to win the state championship, and Rich certainly does a great job with those kids, and they're certainly the biggest team we'll see all year. They average about 285 across their front on both sides of the football, and they've got pretty dang good linebackers that move. Our plan going in is we're going to try to air it out and not mix as much up front with them. We just don't feel that that's a good matchup for our young kids.
It's going to be extremely tough, as you mentioned. The one thing about Canton Seahawks, or just the town Canton in general, is when you come out of your mother's womb, you are born and bred to wrestle and to play football. Those are the two things that if you are a man or a boy, those are the two things you're going to do for sure when it comes to high school. So speaking of, you talk about kind of focusing on the offense, airing it out a little bit more. What has been the big emphasis this week at practice to make sure you get as ready as you possibly can for the Seahawks?
Well, that's just it. We feel like what we do very well is throw the football. We have two kids that are very accurate and understand the game and have good football IQ. We have great veteran receivers that have been around for 4 years. So when you look at Canton secondary, good athletes. Kids are always going to be good athletes. As you mentioned, they're multi-sports kids in Canton, which I love and admire. But I think their Achilles heel also is, in the secondary and defending the pass. That's not a thing that Canton has done traditionally offensively, so those kids don't get to see passing attacks or get to defend a passing attack each and every day that they grow up learning the program. It's a run-first mentality, and good for them. So, we truly are going to be the Houston gunslingers coming out, and you're going to see us in empty backfields, and you're going to see us running short check down routes and grab routes where we try to move their safeties around a little bit with motion and take the unders that are given and do a good job again throwing the skinny post down the middle. If we can move the free out of the middle of the field, they're predominantly a cover 3 school, like man, about 40% of the time. So, with motion and movement, we hope to create some confusion and some open passing lanes early for Hayden to exploit.
We always talk about Hayden in the passing game. We're always going to talk about the quarterback and what he is capable of, but how impressed have you been, not just with Hayden being able to spread it out to multiple different receivers, but that's kind of the theme with your football team is on any given night, it can be really one of these receivers for your team that can step up and have a big game. How much do you like that it's spread around so nicely with your crew?
Well, I think that I'm very happy with that, first and foremost. And secondly, that's the design and the beauty of the scheme that we run. We're not really going to focus at one guy and try to isolate people, although we feel like Pete is a good matchup. Connor Peterson's a good matchup this week against one of their corners, and we're going to try to keep him in the open field or the big field side and put trips into the boundary and work that a little bit. But yeah, we read typically we read a safety or we read the corner, and that determines who the ball is going to go out to. So I think every kid needs to understand, and our guys do, that when they line up at the line of scrimmage, they have a chance to get the ball their way. So they all run disciplined routes, and they're where they're supposed to be. And we are going to have an extra lineman up front this week to help with protection. And again, we're not going to try to 5-step drop. We're not going to try to hold the ball very long in the backfield. We want to get the ball out and get it to our receivers and let them work with the football in their hands down the field.
And you mentioned it already a little bit. This Canton Seahawk offense, it's really good. Of course, as fans know, they are ranked or tied for first according to the media, which you can take what you will from what the media thinks about Class 11A football. But you have been able to see them on film. What makes this Canton Seahawks offense just so darn good?
Discipline. Just absolute discipline, and they play with a lot of confidence. They have good size, and so they don't panic. Rich has been around too long to do that. He's a absolutely fantastic guy and a better football coach. And so they're not going to panic. They stay the course. They want to pound the ball between the tackles. They're a double tight double wing. They're a double tight wing I formation. They're doing the things that that their kids do well, and they want to put points on the board, absolutely, like everybody does. But the problem with playing a huge up front line like they have and an offense that they do is getting the ball back from them. And we know, as you know, Heath, that when you go into a football game with the idea that we're going to air it out, we're going to air it out a lot. Our drives might be 3 to 4 minutes long if you're good or if you're bad. Mm-hmm. And their drives can be 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes long as they hammer you down the field. So we certainly have to be efficient when we have the football and strike when we can, because we know it's a mauling type of style that Canton wants to play, and that doesn't fit us.
One thing we saw going back to week 1 is this was a Lennox Orioles team that won to air it out. They wanted to make some big plays happen, kind of exploit you. But as fans remember, we stuck right there with Lennox. I would love to go back. that last play before halftime, take off the kickoff return. It's 12-7 at half. Things look very, very interesting for both teams. How do you make sure a game like this against the Canton Seahawks defensively stays in that close game and starts to create doubt for the Seahawks?
Well, you work very, very hard to contain, their offense. They're not an outside run team, and every team can be, I guess, with a toss sweep. But, the style of offense that Canton will play, that a West Central will play, that a Tri-Valley will play, those guys are all, they want to run and they want to power you off C-gap, right there in between the tackle and the tight end. So you want to make things bounce, and you want to keep them running sideways. And, so we're working very hard to be disciplined in our techniques and disciplined where our eyes are at the snap. Their tight ends typically tell you right away, run or pass, by what they do coming off the football, and we want to be as physical as we can be. And Heath, the story will be told with the pad level of the Vermillion Tanagers up front, both on offense and defense. If our helmets start to be the tallest hat in the house, we're in trouble. We need our pads, our shoulder pads in the strike zone, and not give up big gaps or get washed down defensively. And offensively, we want to just stay in contact and let Chap pick his cutback lane if it's a run, or hold them enough, take a charge, if you will, if you want to use the basketball term. Up front, our linemen may have to take some charges and just wear them on their chest so we can get the ball out.
Certainly so. As you mentioned, it's going to be a very tough battle right there within the trenches for the Vermillion Tanagers, but I know your guys will be ready for any challenge that comes their way. Coach, before I let you go, we have to get to our fan question of the night, and that is, after the trip to Pine Ridge, as a coach in general, what has been your best trip, or they are asking your most fun trip of all time as a football coach?
All time.
Yeah.
These guys they don't remember I played football before electricity. That takes me back. I'm going to have to say, a top memory that I will certainly talk about would be, and you were in the booth.
Oh boy.
It would be at home. It would have been the bus ride from the Dome back to the high school after winning the opening round of the playoffs a couple years ago.
Sure.
I think just the faces in the end zone and the exuberance of all of our kids and the belief that absolutely we have a chance to be a team that can win this. I would say, as any coach would, after a win, it's smiles are something you never forget. But probably the ride back from the Dome to 1001 East Main was certainly something special.
Now, I didn't ask Tom this question, but I think he would have to put it up there. If Vermillion can get the upset tonight, it certainly would be a very, very fun, short, but very, very fun bus ride back to the gym to unload the buses if Vermillion Tanagers were able to knock off the #1 team in Class 11A. Once again, that was head coach Tom O'Boyle of the Vermillion Tanagers as we get you set for kickoff between Vermillion and Canton right here inside the Dakota Dome. I'm Heath Nimke, along with Spencer Bewley, Cole Larsh, and Joe Van Gore. We're going to step aside one final time. When we come back, we'll break down this game a little bit more and get you set for kickoff inside the Dakota Dome. That is on the way next here on Live Ticket TV.
Insurance rates are on the rise, and now more than ever, every penny counts. With me, John Brooks at DFS Insurance, we can look over your coverages and find the right insurance carrier to help you keep your costs down. At DFS Insurance, I'm an independent agent, which allows me to offer a variety of different carriers to fit your needs. When you're ready for your free, no-obligation quote, give me a call, and we'll get you on the path to the best and most affordable insurance you need with Dakota Financial Services.
Welcome to Dakota PC Warehouse, where our staff aren't just friendly, we're certified nerds with a side of tech genius. Prepare to be awed as we unleash a barrage of geeky charm and unbeatable deals on PCs and HD TVs. And our tech gurus, armed with determination and a questionable assortment of snacks, can fix just about anything. We love technology and making it work for you. Dakota PC Warehouse, because being a nerd is our superpower.
For healthier crops and stronger yields, count on Nutrien Ag Solutions. By partnering with the leader in plant nutrition, you'll have access to innovative products and unmatched service that deliver impact and efficiency to every acre. Healthier crops, happier growers. Lead the field this season and beyond. Find your local crop consultant at nutrienagsolutions.com.
What's your big picture?
To keep the farm in the family.
To pay off the loan.
To start my own operation.
To drive Grandpa's combine. Right, Grandpa?
If owning a successful operation is in your big picture, First Bank & Trust has ag experts to help you plan for the future.
To diversify.
To teach her how to drive a combine.
Find out how First Bank & Trust makes managing your farm easier at bankeasy.com.
Welcome back to the Vermillion Booster Club Press Box, proud supporters of all Tanager athletics and the student athletes.
Inside the Dakota Dome as we get you set for kickoff between the Canton Seahawks and the Vermillion Tanagers. Who's going to win this game tonight? Odds-on favorite Canton Seahawks, and the Canton Seahawks with their power run game, one of the best offensive lines in the entire state, one of the biggest offensive lines that we heard Coach Rich Lundstrom talk about earlier here in our pregame show. And let's preview the Canton Seahawks a little bit more with my broadcast partner, one of them for this evening. That's Joe Van Gore. Joe, when you look at this offensive line, when you look at this offense as well, a lot of returning starters from a couple of years now, how deadly is this Canton Seahawks team going to be?
Well, if they can take like 5 to 10 minutes off the clock in a quarter on a drive, you're hoping that your defense can stay sound, but there's going to be a time when you're going to get worn down. I would expect that when Canton does get the ball, they're going to go right at the Tanagers. There's going to be no motion or play action or anything like that. It's just reminiscent of the old days when Ronnie Brown was the head coach for Vermillion. Burdell Copland was at Canton. Of course, Coach Culver knows Burdell Copland of Canton very well and his teams during the many years that Culv coached against Canton. Canton really hasn't changed, and I don't expect him to tonight.
On the opposite side, you just got done hearing Coach Tom O'Boyle talk about not completely abandoning the run game. That's not the theme of it, but it's going to be a lot more of the quick passes, the quick slants, the quick curl routes that we're going to see tonight. It's all about getting it in Hayden's hand, and within a second, he is throwing the football. How much do you like this decision to move into this type of throwing game for the Vermillion Tanagers offense?
Well, as you remember from a couple weeks ago, Tanagers had a tough time getting the run game going. But once the passing game opened, that led to success and, trailing 12-7 before Lennox returned a ensuing kickoff at the end of the half to take a couple touchdown lead. It wouldn't surprise me, though, that you'll see a lot of play action, maybe. It depends on how Canton will set their defense, and looking over the lineups, that there's not that many that don't play offense that play defense, and vice versa. So it'll be interesting to see. Do you run hurry up with Canton? I don't know. I mean, but you got to have your reads right. And that's certainly going to help tonight.
On the opposite side, defensively for the Vermillion Tanagers, Cole, do you just put 10 guys into the box and say, hey, if you're going to run it down our throats, we're going to plug everything up? How do you manage that if you're the defense of the Vermillion Tanagers?
Well, unfortunately, I wish I could say that it was that easy, but Canton has the capabilities of going deep on any pass. I mean, they have a really good quarterback, lots of talent, and that offensive line, even if you do send luck, but they are not afraid to throw the ball when they have to. That's definitely a double-headed monster, is this Canton offense.
It's going to be a great one here inside the Dakota Dome. Again, Joe Van Gore, Heath Nimke, Cole Larsh. We're going to have a fan out there saying, "Hi, Michael, the legend, Katie. This is not that show. This is the better one, if you will." Live Ticket TV's been covering Vermillion high school sports for a very long time now. We cover all the Vermillion high school sports. Joe, how important is it to grab the momentum quickly if you're the Vermillion Tanagers?
Well, if you win the toss, you defer. If I was Tom O'Boyle, I would be telling my captains to take the ball first.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by the Vermillion Boosters, and along with Vermillion Ford, the Boosters are partnering up with Vermillion Ford for the Drive for Your School event. For every test drive taken, Ford will donate $20 to the Vermillion Boosters. Now, test drive is simple. All you have to do is check in at Vermillion Ford coming up on Wednesday, October 2nd, anytime from 7 to 6, and pick up a brand new vehicle for a test drive. Now, if people are busy, just remember, even a short drive around the block counts for a $20 donation to the Vermillion High School Athletic Booster Club. Again, that is coming up on Wednesday, October 2nd. So they're asking for your help. Great partnership there with the Vermillion Boosters and Vermillion Ford. Again, the Canton Seahawks come into tonight 2-0, ranked number 1 according to the media in the media standings. Overall, when it comes to the seed points, they are also tied for number 1. The Vermillion Tanagers, on the heels of a 55-0 victory over Lakota Tech last Friday, are looking to keep the momentum rolling and defend the Dome here tonight against the number 1 Canton Seahawks. Along with Spencer Bewley, who's going to be our cameraman this evening, Cole Larsh, who's on the mic and helping produce, Joe Van Gore sitting to my right. I'm Heath Nimke. We're getting you set for kickoff between these two teams. As we mentioned, it's going to be a very pound and ground game when it comes to the Canton Seahawks. They have two different guys they can rely on. And also, when it comes to their rushing attack, have already accumulated over 500 yards. On the opposite side, it's going to be the Hayden Christopherson show in at quarterback and spreading the football around as he has done all season long. And again, has been impressive in his first couple of games this season. Had over 170 yards passing against Lakota Tech for a couple of scores last week there in Pine Ridge. Again, that is a look at these two offenses for Vermillion and the Canton Seahawks. As kickoff is moments away, it's brought to you by Blaine's Body Shop. At Blaine's Body Shop, they deliver exceptional auto repair and paint services. Their body shop specializes in automotive collision repair, paint, framework, and glass. Today's kickoff is also brought to you by Masaba. They value people as much as performance. Join their talented team as they develop and deliver unparalleled, dependable solutions to partners around the world. Share your expertise, skill, talent, and commitment to excellence with Masaba. We're going to step aside for the national anthem. When we come back, it's time for kickoff between Canton and Vermillion. That is on the way next here inside the Dakota Dome.
Busy out there. Daily commutes, carpooling, and then there's that weekend getaway. Cenex is here to keep your vehicle fueled up for those long drives, your pantry stocked for those snack cravings, and the propane grill ready whenever you are. Things can move fast, but with your local Cenex, you can rest assured that everything on your list will get a check mark, all in a day's work, powered locally at Cenex.
Out here, you learn that to keep growing, you have to keep changing. CHS and the farmers and ranchers we serve know all about change, because together we've changed agriculture. That's why we're the largest farmer-owned cooperative in the country. So farmers own the system they count on, with advantages at every step. From innovative tools that help crops grow, to grain processing expertise, to energy solutions, we create connections to empower agriculture. Learn more at chsinc.com.
Hey kids, it's never too early to start planning for your future. Did you know Masaba provides scholarships and tuition assistance? They are committed to your success, offering engineering, drafting, and welding opportunities, plus scholarships, job shadowing, and mentorship programs. Learn more at masabainc.com/careers. When I grow up, I want to work at Masaba.
Masaba Manufacturing. Unlock your future and rock with us.
Welcome back to the Vermillion Booster Club Press Box, proud supporters of all Tanager athletics and the student athlete.
The red and white meet at the USD Paw logo here inside the Dakota Dome. It's been since 2009. It's the last time the Vermillion Tanagers beat the Canton Seahawks. Last year, it was a 42-13 victory for the Canton Seahawks. Bring back in my broadcast partner, Joe Van Gore. Your final thoughts before kickoff here in just a few moments between the Seahawks and the Tanagers.
Well, you really got to just be sound on both sides of the ball, even in the kicking game as well. We haven't really talked much about field position as the result of the coin toss. It appears that Canton has won the toss. They will receive, moving from right to left as you're seeing it on Vermillion Tanagers Live. Tanagers will kick off going left to right in the first quarter as you're seeing it on Vermillion Tanagers Live. So, it doesn't surprise me, but Tanager defense has to get Canton in third and longs. You can't give up 3, 4, maybe even 5 yards of carry for this Canton team to have success on defense.
The overall series record between these two teams does belong to the Vermillion Tanagers, 42-25-1 overall. But again, as we just said, it's been since 2009 since the last time the Vermillion Tanagers got a victory against the Canton Seahawks. Now, they did have a few years off there when they transitioned, Canton did, down to Class 11B. But ever since coming back to Class A, it has been the Canton Seahawks that have had the Tanager numbers. Again, the Tanagers in the red uniforms, the pants in white. The Canton Seahawks in the white uniforms, the pants that are in royal blue. Raleigh French tees it up at the 40, and we are set and ready to go here inside the Dakota Dome. Again, along with Joe Van Gore, Cole Larsh, Spencer Bewley, I'm Heath Nimke. It's kickoff for Class 11A football here on a Live Ticket TV as Raleigh French puts his hand in the air and puts a low boot into it, something they've been working on all practice and all season long so far, and it's going to be picked up and returned to about the 35-yard line, and that is where they'll take over the Canton Seahawks. 1st and 10 on the return that time was Tyson Eckler, the junior fullback, coming in at 6 foot 170. And again, here comes the offense. Alex Reed is the quarterback, and the main key players that we'll watch for, besides that, again, very talented offensive line, all the offensive line seniors, Kane Wallner and T. Granum, are going to be huge when it comes to the running game. And they bring everybody in tight as Reed will go underneath center on the very first play, put one in motion, and they'll go straight to the motion man as they're able to chop all the way up to the 40-yard line, a pickup of 5 yards by Kane Wallner.
Yep, Wallner tackled on the play by the Tanagers' Connor Peterson, but that's what we talked about. If you get 5 yards of carry, you've really got to slow that down.
So again, they put one in motion the very first play, but they are going to really stack the box, if you will. This time they are going to put their 2 halfbacks out as wide receivers, Teague and Kane, out there on the far side, but they're still going to go right inside. Raleigh French was the first one to make contact, but it's going to be a spin and a pickup of about 2 yards, and they'll bring up 3rd down and short. On the carry that time was Teague Granum for a couple yards.
Yeah, so far Vermillion's defense being solid, but this is exactly what we thought Canton was going to come out and do. 2 straight run plays, they got 8 yards. I'd be shocked if they went away from the run here on 3rd and 2.
3rd and 2, as Cole Larsh just mentioned, the football is at the 37-yard line, the 43-yard line, as we'll see Reed go underneath center. 5 defensive linemen in for the Vermillion Tanagers. They're going to pitch out, and Teague is going to carry it to the far side of the football field where he has plenty of room, and the sliding tackle, like you maybe would see in soccer, works, but it's going to be a 1st down for the Canton Seahawks.
Well, not surprising that they tried the edge that time, too. They've certainly watched film. I'm sure they watched the Lennox film where Lennox did a good job of sealing off the corners, and that led to a big gain and a 1st and 10 for Canton in Vermillion territory.
Scoreless, 10-28 with the clock that's going to be moving quite a bit for the Canton Seahawks because this is what they like to do. But for the first time tonight, we'll see Reed drop back to pass, pump fakes, and then looks to the far sideline, and it's going to be over everybody's head, and it will be incomplete. Again, Alex Reed coming into the game, just 16 of 22 for 156 yards, does have a touchdown and an interception, but again, the first pass goes incomplete.
Well, good coverage that time by the Tanager secondary. You saw him look, and then throw it away because the Tanager defensive line was coming.
We'll be with you next Friday as well when Vermillion travels to Madison to take on the Madison Bulldogs. Seahawks go underneath, and it's going to be the play action as they'll swing it out to the tight end this time, as this one's going to be caught for a few yards there by Tyler Rosenboom, but he'll bring up now 3rd down and 8 for the Canton Seahawks.
Pretty surprised there that Canton went with 2 straight passes in a row, but one thing I did notice is on both of those passes, it seemed like there's only 1 or 2 routes that really had designed. That last one simply designed as a quick out to the outside, try to get a couple yards. I think he'd be better off trying to run that distance.
This time they have just the lone running back standing back at the 48-yard line. They're going to pitch it out and try to work it to the near side with the space, but Kane Wallner has nowhere to go. In fact, loses a couple yards, gets back to maybe close to the original line of scrimmage. A loss of 1, and now to bring up 4th down and 9. Great stop defensively, Joe, for the Vermillion defense.
You bet. Traquan Thompson, number 81, with the stop, and loss of 1. 4th down and 9. Well, yeah, this is 4-down territory. I think for basically any team when you get across the 50. You're not really giving up a lot on field position, but this is a huge, huge play for the Tanager defense early.
Ball is at the 42 as the Vermillion student section is getting loud. Underneath center goes Reed. They put 1 in motion. They fake the toss. It's going to be the Rosenboom wide open at the numbers, and it's a big 1st down inside the red zone, wrestled down at the 12. A big completion that time for the Canton Seahawks.
Go ahead, Cole. Yeah.
It was just a simple concept. You run an out route and you run a corner right behind it. Just try to get that defensive back to try to pick between the two. 2 of them went out with the out route. It's just a simple corner route right over the top.
So Rosenboom has now caught 2 receptions now for 32 yards here in the ball game. Catch this. He had 2 receptions coming in tonight for 23 yards. 8:48 first quarter. Inside the red zone now are the Canton Seahawks. They're going to bring both running backs in. They'll this time go to Grantham as Grantham goes forward inside the 10 and taken down right about the 7-yard line for a pickup of 5 yards.
Yeah, Dane Richardson with the stop, but again, a 5-yard plunge there. Good push by the Canton offensive line. And, 8:25 left to go first quarter. No score, but in the red zone, deep in the red zone, I would say, are the Seahawks.
And now they're going to spread it out. The first time that we have seen trips set to one side, and Vermillion is going to have to match the wide receivers on this near side. And Coach Rich decides to throw something out there, Joe, but says, you know what, maybe I don't want to run that type of play right now.
Well, I think he was looking to see how Vermillion would react to it, and now, it's probably a play they haven't run yet this year, but we'll see.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Murph's Appliance. It serves customers in Vermillion with low prices on home appliance products and top-notch customer service. Their knowledge of the home appliance they sell sets them high above the competition. Well, it comes up now, 2nd down and looking at about 5 yards for the Canton Seahawks. Still plenty of room to work with if you're the Canton Seahawks, or I should say even a few downs, yet to run the ball. They don't necessarily have to throw in this kind of option.
Well, on the far side hash, when you got 3 guys split out to the other side, usually, it's what I've seen is a team going the other way to the short side of the field, but now they go into the double wing formation, look for some kind of trap play or run right ahead.
And they bring Rosenboom, who is going to be the fullback in. They fake the handoff to him. They're going to go on the end around to Kane Wallner, and read nicely that time by Raleigh French with no room to work, maybe a yard or so, and it brings up 3rd down and 4.
One thing Vermillion's defense doing a really good job of so far in this first drive is not really committing to that first fake. They're faking a lot of handoffs right the middle, trying to do some back and forth stuff as Canton's offense, and Vermillion just staying true, getting that forward push and holding them just a couple yards.
7:38 in the first quarter. We are scoreless. The Canton Seahawks have had the football this entire quarter so far. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 5. They're going to pitch it out to Teague as he wanted to go outside, but has to get cut back in at the hashes. And there are 3 Tanagers waiting there, including Raleigh French and also Cameron Bulferson there on the tackle. And it's going to bring up 4th down for the Canton Seahawks.
And here comes the kicking unit. And I understand they have a freshman kicker.
So we'll see what Sal Lopez, the kicker, can do. He is in his second year as a kicker. You usually don't see younger guys or 8th graders get moved up to the high school level, but as a kicker, you can, or they're not going to use Lopez here. No, they're going to go instead with Shane Shear that will come on to kick.
24-yard attempt.
It's a low snap, but it's picked up, and it's through the uprights, and it is good. And the Canton Seahawks lead it 3-0 with 6:44 remaining in the first quarter. We're going to step aside. We're back with the first offensive possession for the Vermillion Tangers. That is on the way next here on Live Ticket TV.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Welcome back to the Vermillion Booster Club Press Box, proud supporters of all Tanager athletics and the student athletes.
Back at H. Lauren Lewis Field inside the Dakota Dome, the Canton Seahawks decide to go with a field goal on their opening possession. In fact, have the football for almost the first 6 minutes of the first quarter, and they lead it just 3-0 over the Vermillion Tangers, as this one is a boot deep, and it will send Vermillion all the way back to retrieve it at the 8-yard line and trying to find some space up on the near side, and breaking through up to 30 and taken down at the 35-yard line is Chapman. Now, we weren't for sure if we were going to see Chapman in tonight. He was a game-time decision, but is back in there at running back after he was taken out of the first game due to a calf injury and missed the game against Lakota Tech.
All right, we'll see right away. Yep, Tanagers will have a trip set to the near side here on 1st and 10.
Hayden Christopherson standing at the 30-yard line. Again, this is all about quick passes this evening for the Vermillion Tanagers. Pump fakes right away, and you saw that Hayden Christopherson did want to throw it right away, but great coverage there by the Canton Seahawks. So Christopherson just has to scramble up the middle, and he pick up a yard or so, and he'll bring up 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, looking for Ryan Chapman over there on the far side, but he was well covered. But you got to make something out of really nothing, and he got a yard.
So 2nd down and 9. And again, we saw Christopherson. It was a pump fake, but he did want to go immediately to his wide receiver, Chapman, on the far side, but again, was not able to do so. So we'll see trips back in here at the near side again. Chapman is over on the far side, the lone wide receiver. Shotgun formation once again for Hayden Christopherson as he claps his hands together, looks to this near side. He'll go deep to Connor Peterson, and Peterson climbs the ladder and pulls it down at the 40-yard line. A big pickup there of 31 yards and a 1st down.
Boy, talk about threading the needle that time. Aiden Shemp, a sophomore safety, had the angle, but boy, want to talk about something that look what I found, and a 1st down.
A 29 pitch and catch there from Hayden Christopherson to Connor Peterson, puts it across the 50, and Tanagers have it on the 40-yard line. 5:22. First quarter, 3-0. The Canton Seahawks lead it over the Vermillion Tanagers. They want to go to the curl route, but instead go to the edge route where Peterson's there again, and Connor Peterson already making himself a name here in this game.
And T. Granum with the coverage that time on a simple out pattern, but Tanagers looking good so far.
Hayden Christopherson, 2 for 2 in the ball game for 42 yards. Connor Peterson, if you had him in over on the yards in your betting odds tonight, it looks like you're going to be doing good so far.
You mean the DAC 12 fantasy?
Yes, that's exactly right. If you haven't got in on the game yet, Joe, make sure we can get you in coming up next week.
Live ticket bet, right?
That's right.
Okay.
Tripp sets the near side once again. It continues to be the same formation here for the Vermillion Tanagers, as they're now going to put Peterson in motion to put 2 on either side. They want to go down the middle, and instead, Hayden Christopherson never found his wide receiver. He kind of looked at Chapman the entire way and scrambles for about 2 yards, bringing up 2nd down and 8.
I just wonder if he could see him that time, because Chapman had a step or 2 on his defender.
He was also looking towards the side of Connor Peterson, going in motion towards that sideline. Peterson kind of turned around, maybe got held a little bit close to the sideline, couldn't break out of his route.
Holding in football? What are you talking about?
2nd down and 8. Ball at the 27-yard line. 4:37. First quarter, the Canton Seahawks lead over the Vermillion Tanagers 3-0. They'll put Chapman in the backfield this time to come in as an extra blocker, and they want to go to the wide receiver. They're looking for a holding call as Thomas turns around and goes, "Where is nothing at?" It falls incomplete in the end. And a couple Tanager coaches rushed on the field as well to voice their displeasure.
Okay, that was holding. That was holding.
Great job by our cameraman, Spencer Bewley, and I hate to pat myself on – actually, I love to pat myself on the back. Good job by the production truck back here. Get that instant replay.
Yeah.
Cole in the production truck along with Spencer Bewley, our cameraman, up top. Cole is able to watch everything that's going on through a video screen, and that's how he just pipes in his voice as well with the magic of technology.
More than one video screen, might I add.
Trips over to the far side, which is the small side of the field, kind of at the moment as they lean a little bit more to that far side. Back to pass once again is Christopherson. He goes to the pylon, putting his hands up, but that time great coverage by Teague. Falls incomplete. It'll bring up now 4th down and 9 for the Vermillion Tanagers.
Well, here comes Hayden Christopherson with a play from Coach O'Boyle.
Riley French does have a leg. By no means does he not. We just don't really see him a whole lot on the kickoffs. Use it. I think, though, this might be a little bit more out of his range.
That would be about a 43 or 44-yard attempt.
So split 2 wide receivers to the left side, 1 lined in at the tackle.
Whoops.
And did they go on 2? They do say encroachment on the defense.
Yeah. First call of the first call of the game. And, boy, that makes it a little bit better. Like I said, you don't have to, spread everything and try to get to the end zone. Now you just need 4 yards as opposed to 9.
Hayden Christopherson does come back to the sidelines. And now Tom O'Boyle, as he sent him out there, quickly looks over to the official and calls for a timeout to reset here on 4th down to make sure they get the right play. Vermillion fans, the Vermillion Boosters are teaming up with Vermillion Ford as they are partnering with the Drive for Your School event. For every test drive taken, Ford will donate $20 to the Boosters. Test drive check-in at Vermillion Ford will be on Wednesday, October 2nd.
I would, if they make them anymore, I doubt it. But, no, a Broncos Sports sounds good to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like Joe Van Gordon will be getting our test drives coming up on Wednesday, October 2nd. So out of the timeout, we will see a different formation than what we saw on 4th down and 9. It's going to be trips off to the far side once again. Chapman at the hashes on the near side. Christopherson in shotgun formation as they put now Peterson in motion. Back to pass. Christopherson, he goes over to Chapman. It's just beyond his reach. After 2 straight completions, it's 3 straight incompletions. And in the end, it's going to be a turnover on downs with 4:16 remaining in the first quarter.
But a good first drive by the Vermillion offense. There was a couple passes that the Seahawks were on their heels now. But now, after a 5.5-minute drive or something like that, now they have the ball in good shape to go on another long one here.
Kane Wallner has 3 carries for 5 yards. T. Granum, 4 carries for 21 yards, 26 yards in the rushing game on the first drive for the Canton Seahawks. They had actually more passing yards on the first drive with 32, and in the end had to settle for a field goal. On the man in motion, they're going to go right away to T. Granum as they try to bounce it to the outside. T gets spun down at the 29-yard line, a pickup of 7 yards. That brings up 2nd down and 3.
Exactly what we see opening up this second drive like we did the first drive for Canton. Run the rock, run the rock, run the rock. 7 yards a pop. You're going to get yourself quite a few rushing yards in this game.
And they've really used Teague so far, as Teague coming into the game had 32 carries for 165 yards. If you will, he's not been the main back. He's the second back, but right now they're using him nicely with his speed, and he's going to truck over one and try to go over 2 different Vermillion defenders all the way up to the 40-yard line, and it's a pickup of 11 yards and a 1st down. So T. Granum now 6 carries for 39 yards here in the ball game. As I just mentioned, 165 yards in the rushing game coming in to tonight's contest. But they have really used him nicely with his speed so far. So now 1st down and 10 at the 40-yard line for the Canton Seahawks, as they have 3 running backs, but they're going to fake to the running back, and now going to go to Kane Wallner, and he has some space on the outside, and Kane Wallner across the 50, across the 40, and ushered out of bounds at about the 35-yard line. A big pickup of 25 yards for Kane Wallner.
Well, this is the kid I really want to see. He's a USD recruit, and that time he only had one guy to beat on the corner, and that was Sean Doan that time. But Wallner showing his speed, and another big chunk play for the Seahawks.
2:43 first quarter. The Canton Seahawks lead 3-0 over the Vermillion Tanagers. So Kane Wallner, and don't forget as well, last time out against the Vermillion Tanagers a year ago, had 14 carries for 294 yards and 3 touchdowns. One in motion is Kane. It's going to be the reverse as they hand it back to Teague, and Teague gets bottled up by Raleigh French, and the flock of Tanagers come in after that for a loss of 3 yards, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 13.
That's a play that we're seeing more and more common here, in this, especially in 11B and 11A football, and it works really good if you can fool the defense. But like I said earlier in that first drive, good job by Vermillion just getting forward pressure. Don't need to guess one side or the other. Just get your forward momentum. It's going to take you right to the ball.
Well, for as many years as I did Yankton High School, they did that kind of reverse, but it was closer to the line. That was a little bit more spread out for Canton and easy for Vermillion to contain.
3 running backs, but it's going to be play action as back to pass is Reed, and he finds his target down the field. There is a penalty flag, and it looks like this one's going to be holding as it was right on the offensive line, and it's going to come back. I'm guessing that's what you gave me the nudge for.
That's probably right. Yep. And now, oh yeah, you got to take this penalty. 2nd and 13. Now you're going to look at 2nd and 23.
So back up the Canton Seahawks a little bit more after the holding penalty. It's just the 2nd penalty flag that we have seen so far in this Friday night's football game, as both of them have gone against the Canton Seahawks. Again, joined with Joe Van Gore, brand new to the Vermillion Tanagers broadcast, and here on Live Ticket TV, it's great to have the former voice of the University of South Dakota Coyotes, a man that has over his wide receiver. We saw that quite a bit in his warm-ups of just overshooting his intended target. That time the wide receiver maybe not running the full route there. I believe that was Larson that just missed out on completing a big pass.
And, the intended receiver that time was Andrew Ortman, as the pass was there, except that Ortman got turned around and slowed up the pattern that time. If he would have been in stride, it might have been 6.
Fans, if you haven't subscribed to the Vermillion Tanagers YouTube page here on Vermillion Tanagers Live, make sure you do so. That just lets you know when the Vermillion Tanagers go live with any high school sporting event here at Live Ticket TV. For over 3 years now, we have been covering everything Vermillion. We don't just jump in halfway through the season. Back to pass is Reed. He's going to go deep once again, and this time T. Granum is open, and T. Granum points to the sky. He's in from 48 yards out, and the Canton Seahawks have their first touchdown of the evening.
Just straight old-fashioned post pattern, Cole.
That's exactly right. I mean, that's exactly what Canton wants to show. and just run a post right over the middle, just burn that safety, and just like that, you got an easy 6 points.
But like we said, you set up the pass with the run, and Canton has done that well on this second possession.
So now on to kick the extra point there is no good. So it's 9-0 with 1:15 remaining in the first quarter. We're back in just a moment here on Live Ticket TV.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
Best Western Ramkota Hotel in Aberdeen is the place to stay for business or the weekend family getaway. You'll feel right at home with ample parking, spacious guest rooms, and complimentary breakfast. And with a convenient location, you'll have easy access to local attractions and events in the area. While staying at the Best Western Ramkota, guests can enjoy an indoor water play land, an on-site Minerva's restaurant, exercise facility, wedding services, and a business center. For friendly service and a great stay, make your reservation today. Welcome back to the Vermillion Booster Club Press Box, proud supporters of all Tanager athletics and the student athlete.
Back here at H. Lauren Lewis Field, it's 9-0. The Canton Seahawks lead it over the Vermillion Tanagers with 1:15 remaining in this first quarter. It's a kickoff that will go back to the 17-yard line and be caught there, and Vermillion with a little bit of space right up the hashes. Return by Connor Peterson up to the 32-yard line, and that is where the Vermillion Tanagers will take over 1st and 10, where we saw back-to-back completions from Hayden Christofferson to Peterson for 42 yards, but then 3 straight incompletions spoiled the drive for the Vermillion Tanagers inside the 30, and they came away with nothing. We'll see if they can't change a little bit of momentum here on this second drive.
I'd like to see a little more mix of the run and pass. The only one that's run the football so far is Hayden Christofferson.
And those were quarterback scrambles as well. There has not been a true handoff, if you will, here in the ball game, and those scrambles were not designed quarterback keepers either. So
empty backfield to start.
Getting ball at the 32, trying to get the Canton Seahawks to jump off sides there. Back to pass is Hayden as he goes over to Peterson. Caught at the 50, staying on his feet all the way up to the 41-yard line. A great pitch and catch once again from Hayden Christofferson to Connor Peterson.
Well, again, Cole, threading the needle that time, and great coverage that time, I believe, by T. Granum. Boy, Hayden is really putting it on the spot tonight.
That's exactly right. I mean, that is a ball that only Peterson can get up there and catch. I mean, if it's 6 inches one way or the other, it's incomplete or intercepted. I mean, just what a pass down this near sideline.
3 completions for Hayden Christofferson, all to Connor Peterson for 73 yards here in the ball game. So basically, if it's not going to Connor Peterson, Vermillion's not moving the football here at the moment. With 32 seconds remaining in this first quarter, Canton is showing blitz, and now with a couple of claps by Hayden Christofferson, gets his own team for a false start.
Raleigh French will be guilty of this.
Third penalty that we have seen here in the football game, 2 against the Canton Seahawks. First one against the Vermillion Tanagers, so we'll move the football back to the 46-yard line.
One thing I have noticed, too, is the last plays of that first drive and now in the second drive for Vermillion, they're bringing in an extra lineman and putting him on the line to try and help block this, what is now a 3-man rush for Canton. Interesting move.
But linebackers coming.
3 wide receivers split to the far side as Vermillion has the football here on the near side, or the near hashes, I should say. And in the end, they're going to let the clock run out, and that will be the end of the first quarter. The Canton Seahawks lead it 9-0 as we head to quarter number 2. That is on the way in 60 seconds here on Live Ticket TV. Farming today requires constant adjustment, innovation, seed, and services in Irene and Vermillion. There's no better organization that gives back to the student athletes than the Booster Club. The Vermillion Booster Club is committed to helping all student athletes grow. Join the Tanager faithful today by becoming a member at GoTanagers.com. While you're there, check out team apparel for your favorite sports team. like them on Facebook to stay up to date on all the latest information in sports games. Join the Vermillion Boosters today and go Tanagers.
Welcome back to the Vermillion Booster Club Press Box, proud supporters of all Tanager athletics and the student athlete.
Back here at the Dakota Dome, we'll get you to scores from across the state of South Dakota here in just a moment as Connor Peterson is in motion. They're going to go over to Peterson, and he catches it at the 28-yard line. Another big pickup this time for the Vermillion Tanagers of just under 20 yards, or just over 20 yards, and it'll bring up first down and 10. Joe Van Gore.
Okay, Dakota Valley leads Lakota Tech 13-0, 7 minutes to go first quarter. Del Rapids over Rapid City Christian 40-18, 6 minutes to go there. Tri-Valley 21, Belfouche 0, start of the third quarter. End of the first half, Madison 42, Custer 0. Couple more scores in a moment.
Two wide receivers split to either side as it's 99 yards in the passing game so far to Hayden Christofferson. They have all gone to Connor Peterson. Now the quick slant right off the hands of Landon Cerny. That one was in for 6.
West Central 20, McCook Central Montrose 0. 8 minutes to go first half. Lennox and Sioux Falls Christian scoreless. 9 minutes to go in the first.
Officials timeout as we had to have a Vermillion Tanager tie their shoe. We're ready to go once again. Now, there is a game clock in here, but they do not use, or I should say the play clock, but they do not use the play clock inside the Dakota Dome when they're playing high school football. So the official, the back judge, has to keep time. Two wide receivers split to either side. Hayden Christofferson pulls down the high snap, and he's going to go quickly to the far side, and this one is brought in at the 5-yard line, or they say an interception. It's Shetland? No. They say it's going to be intercepted by the Canton Seahawks, and that one a huge takeaway this time for Canton.
Yep, and a freshman, Jace Charon, with the interception that time. I thought for sure Tanagers had that one.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to be down inside the 10-yard line, but in the end, it's an INT, and the Canton Seahawks will take over at the 4-yard line.
Yeah, just watching that replay back once again, it looked like an amazing catch, and just swooping in and snagging it by Charlin was, as soon as they both went to the ground, he just kind of ripped the ball away, got the turnover.
So with the 11:20 in the second quarter, the Canton Seahawks now take over in their deepest spot of the football game here this evening at the 5. They just got to muscle their way out of it, and Vermillion's not going to let them go anywhere as they crowd the box, and it's going to be it should be a loss of 1. They're getting them back to the 5-yard line, bring up second down and 10.
Yeah, Nolan Nygren came up on run support that time for the Tanagers. Yeah, boy, get a 3 and out here. You're going to have decent field position to get on the scoreboard.
So we saw 66 yards rushing by the Canton Seahawks in the first quarter. They do again say that Wallner got back to the line of scrimmage to bring up second down and 10. By the way, the Canton Seahawks are running on a player extremely late. That's the tight end that just checked in the ball game, Tyler Roseboom. Someone told him to play, and they are going to just follow the fullback running back over to Roseboom's side. Nowhere to go for Teague, and it brings up now third down and 10.
Guess who? Nolan Nygren again, Cole. That time, great contain that time. Didn't take the fake and got a loss.
Yeah, doing a really good job just kind of staying there and waiting because he doesn't want to overcommit and try to get juked so he can get the outside. Good job of outside contain. Just shuffle your feet a little bit. Ran right into him. Again, no gain, so we got 3rd and 10 coming up.
I believe Alex Reed just got told a passing play. He's 4 of 5 tonight for 80 yards and a touchdown. We'll see if they decide to throw it or just keep trying to pound the rock. They've been unsuccessful so far here within the 5, and they're going to go on a misdirection as they go to Kane Wallner, and he doesn't get back to the line of scrimmage. A loss of 1, and it brings up 4th down and 11.
Boy, you want to talk about somebody messing things up that time. Ryan Chapman slowed him up as they faked to one, handed off to the other, but Ryan Chapman was there, and now a punting situation.
And with 9:23 remaining in this first half, the Canton Seahawks will have to punt it away deep from their own end zone. And once again, they are a man short. So they're going to have to run somebody out there, finally get set are the Canton Seahawks, and again, punting this one away. It's a low snap, and Tanagers were coming after it. I don't think anyone touched it, and in the end, Peterson's going to hop on it at the 40 so it doesn't roll any further, and that is where the Vermillion Tanagers will take over 1st and 10. I know Cole was kind of watching it back there. Cole, I don't think anyone got there. I just think it was that low of a punt there.
Yeah, I don't think anybody got there to get a hand on it or get a body part on it, but you want to be you'd rather be safe than sorry in that scenario, because worst case scenario, Canton goes down, falls on it about the 45, and they rule Canton football.
Yeah, well, that was off the toe that time. That was not off the top of the foot. A low snap, and you with the rush coming, you got to get it away somehow.
So it'll be an empty backfield on this third offensive drive. The last one was spoiled by what we thought was a catch inside the 10, ended up being an interception according to the official who was right on top of it, and they go to, I believe, Cerny once again.
Yeah.
He drops another one, and it brings up 2nd down and 10. So far here in the ball game, if it hasn't been Hayden Christopherson to Connor Peterson, Vermillion has not completed a pass. They got to change that here quickly, as Christopherson is 4 of 10. Again, all to Connor Peterson for 99 yards in the passing game. Rushing 3 yards from Hayden Christopherson on quarterback scrambles. They have not officially had a running play yet in the ball game. 8:58 second quarter, 9-0. The Canton Seahawks lead it over the Vermillion Tanagers. Christopherson back to pass once again. He's going to go deep, and this one above the head of his intended target. Nolan Nygren falls incomplete, and now it's 3rd down and 10.
Something interesting that Vermillion has been doing, like I said earlier, they're bringing in an extra guy, extra lineman for some more blocking. That time brought in one guy on each end of the line for extra protection, even with Canton only rushing 4 that play.
Call those the tight ends, and as Cole mentioned, not using the tight ends to really run any routes. They're just using them as blockers. 8:53 second quarter. Canton Seahawks lead it 9-0 over the Vermillion Tanagers, the second game for the Vermillion Tanagers inside the Dakota Dome. And now we're using Canton Seahawks football. We have to use a Vermillion Tanager football. You're granted your own football when you're on offense. Get that changed out. We're ready to go. Chapman is in the backfield this time. Back to pass, though, is Hayden Christopherson. He's going to see a little bit of space and take off and run, and he's going to get down to about the 32-yard line. They mark him at the 33. It's not enough, but brings up 4th down and 3, and an opportunity for the Vermillion Tanagers to go for it.
I think about just about anywhere you are on the field right now is 4-down territory, especially in this, because you definitely. I don't think Raleigh French quite has a 50-yard field goal in his leg. You also probably don't want to punt, because that just runs the risk of you fumbling back at midfield. So I think just go for it. And worst case scenario, they intercept it, or honestly, worst or best case scenario, however you want to look at it, do what we like to call an arm punt in Madden, where you chuck it down to about the 5-yard line. If they intercept it, no big deal.
We just saw, not necessarily that situation, but an interception at the 5-yard line, and all Canton Seahawks did was go backwards with it.
I'd try an edge play here.
Empty backfield as Peterson is in motion. Canton Seahawks moving around defensively. Hayden Christopherson had to pull down the high snap, and that play is spoiled because of the bad snap. By the time Hayden was able to grip it correctly, the pressure was on. It's a loss of 4 yards and a turnover on downs.
And Cole, you could tell that Canton's defense was not ready. They were trying to to match up and everything like that. Yeah, but the snap just really foiled it there.
Dang centers. Isn't that right, Heath?
That is right. We have 53 good snaps, and then we have one bad snap, and the broadcasters immediately start digging in on the center. Oh, what a bad snap.
Yep, been there.
I don't know what we need to do, Cole. No, we don't get praised for any of the other 53 perfect snaps. This time, Reed is back to pass. He wants to go deep on 1st down and 10, and this one almost intercepted by Rain Chapman, falls incomplete.
Well, I've got a second. I want to update you guys on the activities happening next door at the Sanford Coyote Sports Center. The University of South Dakota volleyball team loses set number 1, 28-26. against Montana State, part of the South Dakota Classic, a little 3-day event over there at the SCSC.
A thriller there in set one, as Cole just mentioned, 28-26. So played a 25, got a little bit of extra volleyball in set one. I know Cole Larsh is watching over there on one of the mini screens that are in front of him down there in the production truck.
A lot of screens in the truck.
7-10, second quarter, 9-0. This one is going to be a designed quarterback run here by Reed, and he is just dragging a defender with him as he gets up to the 48-yard line. It should be enough for a first down. We'll see what they say. The officials have not given the official go-ahead, and it looks like it's going to be 3rd down and 1, or 3rd down in inches upcoming for the Canton Seahawks.
Yeah, it looks like Raleigh French got dragged about 4 or 5 yards on that play that time. But now 3rd down and short. And
I think we're going to measure or respot, one of the two. Well, we're going to measure.
Yep.
It looked close there. And they, as you mentioned, take their time to get back together and say, let's call for a measure just to see where we're at. 6:59, second quarter. Again, the Canton Seahawks lead at 9-0 over the Vermillion Tanagers. Joe, are you taking a look at scores right now from across the state of South Dakota?
Well, I was wondering if Cole had Arizona and Kansas State up on his screen, but I'll check that. I'll check that in a moment.
College football is going on. Volleyball going on. Of course, Friday Night Lights at halftime will keep you up to date on everything that's happening around the state of South Dakota. And by the way, in the end, we do bring out the chains. We say it's enough for a first down. So I put it down in my book anyways, as Alex Reed ran 10 yards, give it to him, and a first down for the Canton Seahawks. So they're just not quite across the 50-yard line. Ball is at the 48.
Well, the score in the Lennox-Sioux Falls Christian game, Orioles 8, Chargers nothing, 6 minutes to go first half in 11A.
Pay attention to that one. Sioux Falls Christian came in tied for first with the Canton Seahawks in week 3, according to the media polls. Reed, another quarterback keeper, as he gets across the 40 and down to the 39. There is a late penalty flag as well. Not quite for sure what this one's going to be called.
I wonder if this might not be holding on Alex Reed, and it is.
So it'll be a hold on, it looked like Kane Wallner, the wide receiver, who was the lead blocker on this near side.
Dakota Valley 30, Lakota Tech nothing, 2 minutes to go first quarter. Del Rapids over Rapid City Christian 40-24, 2 minutes left to go there. Tri-Valley 24, Belfouche nothing, 8 minutes to go third quarter. Halftime, Madison 42, Custer 8, West Central 20, McCook Central Montrose nothing, 3 minutes to go first half. And Millbank has an early touchdown against Groton area.
Because Reed picked up enough for the first down, and then they spot it where the penalty flag happened. It actually brings up now first down and 9 for the Canton Seahawks as they're back to pass once again. It's just a lob pass, and this one all over it is Thomas. He can't bring it in. It falls incomplete. He had a complete bead on that and just couldn't bring it in for the INT.
Well, almost halfway through the second quarter, Tanagers trail Canton 9-0. Tanagers just can't find success on a couple drives in Canton territory. But I'd say, with a field goal, a touchdown, a missed extra point, I think the Tanagers are certainly in this one.
2nd down and 9, ball at the 49-yard line. They finally go back to the run game, and there he is, Teague Granum. Joe waves him goodbye. Teague, another big play. This one of 51 yards in the rushing game. Second touchdown for Teague Granum, and the Canton Seahawks now lead 15-0 with 5:58 remaining in this first half.
Maybe I'll just be quiet the rest of the half. I'm sorry.
And that's just one of those runs right there where Vermillion all game long, they've been done, their linebackers specifically done a really good job filling the gaps, filling the correct gaps. That time, just either a D lineman or a linebacker gets shifted one gap over, gets blocked one gap over, and gives Granum a wide open lane to run. And just like Joe said, see you later.
Yep. Well, and Canton going for 2 to make up for the point they missed.
So they'll bring in the fullback, running back split.
Oh, the OT formation.
And it's going to be play action and a pass, and it's going to be a low pass, falls incomplete. The 2-point conversion is no good. And with 5:58 remaining in the second quarter, it's the Canton Seahawks 15, the Vermillion Tanagers nothing. We're back in a moment on Live Ticket TV. Advertising, reaching the right mark with Live Ticket TV.
To miss your car, deer, and other drivers are not. If you're in any kind of accident, bring your vehicle to Blaine's Body Shop in Vermillion. We repair your vehicle to pre-accident condition and handle the entire process from start to finish, including an accurate estimate and dealing with the insurance adjuster. So good luck to the Tanagers, and if you're in an accident, bring your vehicle to
Blaine's Body Shop. Blaine's Body Shop. Automotive collision repair.
Welcome back to the Vermillion Booster Club Press Box, proud supporters of all Tanager athletics and the student athlete.
Chapman is back to his feet. Again, he was able to come back 4 yards in the running game, if you will. Otherwise, it has been all passing so far. In fact, Hayden Christopherson, even in the passing game, has only completed 1 pass for 26 yards in this second quarter. And with 5:54 remaining before halftime, it's the Canton Seahawks that lead it 15-0 as we're finally ready to go for this offensive drive for the Vermillion Tanagers. Christopherson back to pass of Connor Peterson, but they don't like the push and some pass interference.
Yep, in high school, 15 yards, and if it's beyond 10 yards, it'll be it'd be 2nd and 5 or something like that. So it took me a while when I was doing the Coyotes to try to remember that, and I had to be reminded by that'd be good.
I'll see him up at Joe Q tomorrow for a little bit more football, college football for me coming up tomorrow for the Dakota Wesleyan Tigers. I digress. We're back in action here, and they say the football goes out of bounds. You can't.
No, the ground can't cause the. He fumbled, but the ground can't cause the fumble.
But they spot it at the 40-yard line.
Interesting.
Because he was down at the 42.
Right.
And that ball bounced out of bounds at about the 40.
Interesting.
It's an interesting spot where they give him. So it will be a completion for Thomas here in the football game. And he'll move the Tanagers all the way up to the 40-yard line. Shotgun formation once again for Hayden Christopherson as he's back to pass, and they're going to go over to Connor Peterson, and this time he brings this one in. Back-to-back completions for the Vermillion Tanagers. It'll be a pickup of 4 yards, and bring up 2nd down and 4.
Cole, I like how Hayden Christopherson is distributing the football here tonight. There's a lot of good one-on-one matchups that the Tanagers are seeing.
Yes, exactly. That's kind of a product of when Canton is sending a lot of these pressures. It leaves a lot of one-on-one coverages, and he's doing a really good job getting the ball out when he sees his guys break on these quick out routes.
Christopherson, 2 wide receivers split to either side in the shotgun formation as he's back to pass once again. Go right back to Landon Cerny, who's had 2 drop passes, but this time a pickup of 12 yards to Cerny, and it'll be a 1st down.
And the same thing right there. Canton brings some pressure. Christopherson throws it as soon as they start breaking on those routes. He's doing a really good job back there, especially considering he's getting pressure just about every play.
Hayden Christopherson has now thrown for over 135 yards this evening inside the dome as the clock is at 4:12. Vermillion can really milk a lot of this clock and go into halftime, and they could get the double play, if you will, a touchdown before halftime, and then get the ball right away to start the second half and get themselves right back into it. The quick pass, this one, I believe Landon Cerny and Peterson ran the wrong routes because they were looking for Cerny to make a curl route and come right back to him. Falls incomplete, and now bring up 2nd down and 10.
Well, Cerny was complaining a little bit about a hold. He wanted to turn around, but he's telling the official that he couldn't because he was held.
3:56, second quarter.
I mean, at least you can ask.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah. But the flag has to come out way before then, though.
Tanagers break huddle with 2 wide receivers split to either side once again. After the injury to Chapman, we have not seen him back on the football field, and the Tanagers have not gone to a running back in the backfield yet on this drive. Back to pass is Christopherson looking to the near side to Cerny, and Cerny lays out
what a catch.
At the 5-yard line. A pickup of 21 yards, and he'll bring up 1st down and goal for the Vermillion Tanagers. 21 picks up 21. Now over 150 yards in the passing game so far tonight for Hayden Christofferson. Someone might want to also remind Hayden that I only have so many slots in my passing book that I might eventually run out of room. Again, Vermillion has not had an official running play here in the ball game, and now a timeout going to be called by Hayden Christofferson. We'll step aside. We're back in just a moment here on Live Ticket TV.
Give it off to Cisse, gliding to the basket. Out to 3, Jay Hayes. Good. And Eric Glenn wants to stop the music.
Midwest Ready Mix and Equipment is your locally owned and operated ready mix company. Their specialty, 6x6 front discharge mixer trucks that allows for better placement of concrete and ease of use. Midwest Ready Mix and Equipment offers the highest quality of concrete products and aggregates, and also a full-service dealer for Logon equipment featuring telehandlers, excavators, and ASV track skid loaders for purchase or rent. Midwest Ready Mix and Equipment, East Highway 50, Vermillion.
Core Cares helps individuals stay at home by offering caregiving, nursing, and medical.
Back to the Vermillion Booster Club.
Hayden Christofferson back to pass. He looks to the end zone. Caught. Touchdown. Vermillion Tanagers out of the timeout. Nice job by Hayden Christofferson to use the timeout and connects with his favorite target of the evening, Connor Peterson. Touchdown Vermillion, and the Tanagers are on the board.
Well, nothing like taking care of some frustration on offense. Tanagers have been able to move the football, but finally getting across the goal line, and now lining up for one. Riley French for the PAT.
And again, if Vermillion can make a defensive stand with 3:18, they could really put the pressure on the Canton Seahawks. Now, the Canton Seahawks have had a little bit of success in the first quarter passing the football. We have not seen it as much in the second quarter. Riley French, snap is good. The attempt is up, and it just moves over to the right. No good. 15-6 with 3:18 remaining in this first half. We're back in a moment on Live Ticket TV.
Systems in over 55 communities in South Dakota, specializing in tasks like bathing, meal prep, and medication setups. Our well-trained staff delivers exceptional care. We invest in our team through customized training and comprehensive benefits. To learn more about job opportunities or services, visit our website at corecares.com. Core Cares, proudly serving our community.
Jensen Kennels is your safe place to take your dog while you're away. They have over 7,000 square feet of indoor run space and outdoor play yards. They pride themselves in providing enrichment both mentally and physically for all types of dogs. And speaking of size, Jensen Kennels can host any size of dog, from the smallest Boston Terrier to the largest Great Dane. To find out the full services Jensen Kennels offers, check out their website and Facebook pages. Next time you need your dog to stay in a safe, fun environment, make it Jensen's Kennels.
Welcome back to the Vermillion Booster Club Press Box. Proud supporters of all Tanager athletics and the student athlete.
That touchdown is brought to you by Core Cares. At Core Cares, they provide in-home care and nursing services across eastern South Dakota for seniors and anyone 18 years or older who needs assistance with activities for daily living due to illness, injury, disability, or age. It's 15-6 with 3:18 before halftime. The Vermillion Tanagers are on the scoreboard as Riley French is back to kick it off once again. Again, he has not gone deep in his earlier kickoff as it was a low squib. We see that one once again as the Canton Seahawks run up on it and are trying to find some space along the far sidelines. Cut down at the hips there was Andrew Ortman, the senior wide receiver. The Canton Seahawks will take over first down and 10 right about the 36, 37-yard line for Canton. For their last drive, T. Granham took it 51 yards to the house. He has 9 carries for 87 yards and a touchdown. In this second quarter, Alex Reed, 2 incompletions. In fact, in the football game, he is 4 of 7 for 80 yards and a touchdown pass for the Canton Seahawks. They'll bring fullback, running back, and they'll use the running game once again, and they say, how about back-to-back rushing touchdowns? This one of 63 yards for T. Granum.
Oh, my. Deja vu all over again from a couple of weeks ago, gentlemen.
51 yards, 63 yards. And it's back-to-back rushing touchdowns by T. Granum and the Canton Seahawks. And Canton leads it 21-6. And Joe Van Gore just alluded to it. At least a little bit of time.
Well, yeah.
Still remaining.
True. That's true. But, boy, that shows that you got a couple of talented backs that could really just turn things around just on a dime.
T. Granum's back-to-back carries have resulted in 104 yards and 2 touchdowns. And that 2-point conversion, Kane Wallner is able to shake 1 tackle and get to the pylon, and the 2-point conversion is good. It's 23-6 with 3:04 before halftime. We're back in just a moment here on Live Ticket TV.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
Since 1966, Louis Cleaning and Restoration has served the Vermillion and Southeast South Dakota area with high-quality work and even higher-quality customer service. At Vermillion's oldest cleaning and restoration company, they pride themselves on providing the best service with friendly, knowledgeable staff. They specialize in cleaning, offering extensive cleaning services with high-powered equipment at an affordable price. Check out their website for a full list of services they offer. And next time you need it clean, call Louis Cleaning and Restoration.
Do you have back to the Vermillion Booster Club press box? Proud supporters of all Tanager athletics and the student athlete.
23-6, 3:04 second quarter. As the Canton Seahawks strike just one play on a 63-yard carry from T. Granum. So Vermillion, well, again, the double play still an option here and a good return up along the far sideline, that time for Miko Beal. And it will set up Vermillion in good territory. And with Vermillion able to kind of throw the football at will here, good opportunity for them to, again, strike right before halftime. And Joe, if you will, they kind of need to as well.
Well, they do have a timeout left. And the way the passing game and the way they've been able to get chunk plays, they have time. But they just need to execute now.
So it will be first down and 10 at the 37-yard line. Deuces wild to either side. As Hayden Christopherson alone in the backfield, they're going to go on the slant route, falls incomplete to Landon Cerny, and it'll bring up second down and 10. Joe, one thing you can't have is a 4-and-out here.
No. And because, Canton will go right to the 2-minute drill if it gets down there.
Canton Seahawks do have 2 of their 3 timeouts remaining. Vermillion just 1 timeout remaining. Clock stopped here at the moment with 2:54. Again, great to have you along here on Live Ticket TV, your home for everything high school sports across the state of South Dakota and also now college athletics. As Dakota Wesleyan has partnered up with Live Ticket TV. 2:54, again remaining before halftime. Back to pass once again is Hayden Christopherson. The blitz is on, and a couple wide receivers got jam-locked together, falls incomplete. And all of a sudden, it's third down and 10 for the Vermillion Tanagers.
Well, there's no doubt that now Coach Lundstrom is going to bring the house here just about every time. We talked about those one-on-one matchups that the Tanager receivers have had with Canton now, but now it's doubly important to make your reads and make them right away.
Hayden Christopherson has thrown the football already 19 times here in this first half. 23-6. You could give it back to the Canton Seahawks, and that would be a dangerous game, if you will, because with what they've been able to do in their last 2 drives, they could score very, very quickly. 2 wide receivers split to either side for Hayden Christopherson. Back to pass once again. And now he's just going to step up and take off as his offensive line was looking around at him. It's a loss of 2 at the moment, but there is a penalty flag that also came in. I believe this one's going to be holding against the Vermillion Tanagers. I think Rich will probably just decline it. Yep, he says decline. Don't need it. The only thing that him declining it does keep the clock moving here. But it's going to be 4th down and 12. And Vermillion, though, for the first time today, kind of weird to say, will punt it away.
And now Canton's going to take a timeout to stop the clock.
Tonight's broadcast here on Live Ticket TV is brought to you by Black Hill State University. Become a Yellow Jacket. Black Hill State University offers students the opportunity to learn for the best in a positive and challenging academic environment. Well, it's another busy day for us across the state of South Dakota when it comes to Friday Night Lights. Cole, what do we have for scores right now that we're taking a look at?
Notable scores in 11A. Dakota Valley up big against Lakota Tech 43-0, 7 minutes to go in the half. Del Rapids defeats Rapid City Christian 40-24. Tri-Valley leads Belle Fourche 37-0, 7 minutes to go in the game. Madison leads Custer 42-16, minute to go in the game there. West Central leads McCook Central Montrose 27-0 just before half. At halftime, number 3 Lennox 8, number 1 Sioux Falls Christian 0. Again, that is halftime. And Millbank leads Groton Area 7-6. That is halftime. Notable 11B score, number 5 Mount Vernon Plankton leads receiving votes Wagner 22-0.
2:36 before halftime. Vermillion's going to have to punt it away. And I was talking, it seems about 5 minutes ago or so, the double play of score right before halftime and then get the football to start the second half and score again. That could put Vermillion potentially up 16-15. Or excuse me, 16-15, but that has completely just disappeared. They want the clock to reset here. 2:44 they want it to go to, so they get it fixed inside the dome. But as I was mentioning, Vermillion, if they got 2-point conversions, could go up 16-15 if everything went right and things have gone the opposite direction. So now Hayden Christopherson is going to punt it away at the 25-yard line. This one high, but not deep. It's going to take a bounce at the 41. Now friendly roll for the Vermillion Tanagers all the way to about the 37-yard line, where the Canton Seahawks will take over 1st down and 10 with the Canton Seahawks 1 timeout remaining. Joe, do you think we see them throw it a little bit more?
No. I like I said, with a couple breakaways that they've had, no, they'll keep it on the ground and look for a break.
T. Granum, 10 carries for 150 yards, 2 touchdowns. His last 2 carries, though, have gone for 114 yards in those 2 touchdowns. I'll bring the fullback, running back in. They go right back to T. Granum, and this time they have him bottle up, but he'll still pick up about 6 yards, and he'll bring up 2nd down and 4. Now Canton is in a hurry to get back to the line of scrimmage. They would like to score before halftime as they're right back on the ball with 2:12. So they are not saying, hey, we're just going to run out this clock. We're committed to trying to score once again. This time T. Granum danced around a little bit instead of hitting the hole hard like you're supposed to as a running back. They say he does pick up a yard, and he'll bring up now 3rd down and should be about 4 for the Canton Seahawks.
And now they're going to get back into a huddle. And they're still going to go quick. Just get in the huddle, call the play, run up to the line, and let's roll as they're spread them out.
Alex Reed has only passed twice here in this second quarter, both times incompletions, and now a timeout that will be called by the Vermillion Tanagers with 99 seconds remaining here in this first half. It's 23-6. We'll keep it right here as we'll take a look at some more scores from across the state of South Dakota. Cole, what do you have?
Yeah, we're just gonna stick with 11B. See if I can find something. Bridgewater Emory Ethan leads Beersford right before half, 9-6. Winner leads Elk Point Jefferson 12-0. That is halftime there. And Woonsocket, Washington Springs, Sanborn Central leads Webster area 30-6. 5 minutes to go in the second quarter as we move down to 9AA, some area teams. Freiburg Hurley leads Alcester Hudson 30-8. Out west, Hill City with the 7-point lead over Harding County Bison 21-14. 8 minutes to go in the second quarter. TDA ACDC leads Scotland Minnow 42-6. 9 minutes to go in the second quarter. Parkston leads Hanson 14-3. At the half, Freeman Academy leads Gayville Vaughan 30-18. That one is at halftime.
I've got a thought for you, Cole, just a moment here.
So on 3rd down and 4 for the Canton Seahawks, it will be Alex Reed on the screen that they will go to. And the screen is going to work nicely as it's to the tight end, Tyler Rosenboom, as he'll pick up a nice first down for the Canton Seahawks.
We have gone almost one half, Cole, and no mention of how well Mount Vernon Plankington played at Elk Point Jefferson last Friday.
They did.
I thought she'd be all over that.
I should have mentioned that in the pregame. I was in attendance, too.
Reed back to pass quickly once again, and it will be ushered out of bounds. T. Granum, as he's able to pick up 9 yards. They'll bring up 2nd down and 1.
Yep, I was with Charlie Preen and Spencer Bewley up in Centerville last week for Centerville and Garrettson, but watching that score, I said, gosh, Cole must be he must be going shirtless watching that one.
Did Spencer Bewley put some deodorant on after running track last week?
You know, I guess I wasn't. I didn't notice, or well, I don't know how, but.
Reed back to pass. They're going to go deep for the end zone, and this one is caught by Kane Wallner, and he's going to be pulled out of bounds at the 1-yard line. It's a pitch and catch of 34 yards, and it brings up 1st down and goal at the 1 for the Canton Seahawks.
Boy, I thought Connor Peterson had an INT that time, Cole. There was a lot of hand fighting going on.
There was. I think he just jumped a split second early, and I mean, what a spectacular pitch and catch to get all the way down to the 1-yard line. Now Canton, if they want, they can take some time off this clock.
And with 3:18 before halftime, it was 15-6. The Vermillion Tanagers looked like they might have an opportunity, and now Teague goes in for his 3rd rushing touchdown of the evening. 158 yards in the running game for him tonight. As I just mentioned, with 3:18 before halftime, it was 15-6, and now on game clock, 2 minutes and 6 seconds later, it's 29-6. The Canton Seahawks have put together back-to-back touchdowns in that amount of time. And they will go for the 2-point conversion, where they are 1 of 2 so far today on the 2-point conversions. They will go to Wallner. When they go to him, he's gotten in both times. 31-6 with 1:12 remaining before half. We're back in a moment on Live Ticket TV.
Got bats, ants, termites? Family owned and operated, Olson's Pest Technicians have had over 50 years experience taking care of pest problems in places across South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa. Utilizing brilliant methods such as Centricon bait stations for termites and Vicane treatment for bed bugs. There's no pest too tough for Olson's Pest Technicians. If you have pest problems, call 800-KILL-BUGS.
Insurance rates are on the rise, and now more than ever, every penny counts. With me, John Brooks at DFS Insurance, we can look over your coverages and find the right insurance carrier to help you keep your costs down. At DFS Insurance, I'm an independent agent, which allows me to offer a variety of different carriers to fit your needs. When you're ready for your free, no obligation quote, give me a call, and we'll get you on the path to the best and most affordable insurance you need with Dakota Financial Services.
Welcome back to the Vermillion Booster Club Press Box, proud supporters of all Tanager athletics and the student athlete.
The Canton Seahawks lead it 31-6 with 1:12 before halftime. Again, the Canton Seahawks have had back-to-back touchdowns in the last 2 minutes and 6 seconds of game time here on the clock. And a good return by Michael Beal, and he'll be ushered out of bounds right about the 50-yard line where Vermillion will have one final opportunity to strike before halftime, and they certainly need to do so. They get the ball to start the second half.
Well, no timeouts left. But the ball in midfield, a lot of options.
Hayden Christofferson has thrown the football 19 times so far this evening. Yes, Cole?
Well, I got a second update to our neighbors to the south. University of South Dakota volleyball squad wins set number 2 over Montana State, 25-19. That one tied up 1 apiece.
So here comes the Vermillion Tanagers. Ball at the 50-yard line. 2 wide receivers split to either side. Christofferson looks for the quick pass. They're going to find Connor Peterson, and it works. But it's only going to pick up 2 yards. And they'll bring up second down and 8. See what Vermillion does here. And looks like they're going to concede. So they're going to go into halftime and just kind of be settled. They'll have to run at least one more play. But head coach Tom O'Boyle is not doing anything fast. The only really big option for Vermillion now to get a touchdown before halftime is make a big play happen. Their biggest play so far today comes back in the first quarter of a 31-yard pitch and catch from Hayden Christofferson to Connor Peterson. Down to 26 seconds. Peterson in motion. Back to pass is Hayden Christofferson, and now he's going to scramble, trying to get by a couple defenders, and won't even get back to the line of scrimmage. Will lose a yard, in fact. And that'll bring up third down and 9, but more specifically, it will be the end of the first half, where it has been the T. Granum show for the Canton Seahawks. 13 carries so far this evening, 3 touchdowns, and 158 yards by himself. Alex Reed for the Canton Seahawks in the passing game, 137 yards, including a touchdown in there. We're going to have the full breakdown of your stats coming up at halftime. We'll also have a look at scores from across the state of South Dakota and catch up with both my broadcast partners, Cole Larson, Joe Van Gore. That is on the way here on Live Ticket TV.
Warehouse, where our staff aren't just friendly, we're certified nerds with a side of tech genius. Prepare to be awed as we unleash a barrage of geeky charm and unbeatable deals on PCs and HD TVs. And our tech gurus, armed with determination and a questionable assortment of snacks, can fix just about anything. We love technology and making it work for you. Dakota PC Warehouse, because being a nerd is our superpower.
For healthier crops and stronger yields, count on Nutrien Ag Solutions. By partnering with the leader in plant nutrition, you'll have access to innovative products and unmatched service that deliver impact and efficiency to every acre. Healthier crops, happier growers. Lead the field this season and beyond. Find your local crop consultant at nutrienagsolutions.com.
What's your big picture?
To keep the farm in the family.
To pay off the loan. To start my own operation.
To drive Grandpa's combine. Right, Grandpa?
If owning a successful operation is in your big picture, First Bank & Trust has ag experts to help you plan for the future.
To diversify.
To teach her how to drive a combine.
Find out how First Bank & Trust makes managing your farm easier at bankeasy.com. Life can get pretty busy out there. Daily commutes, carpooling, and then there's that weekend getaway. Cenex is here to keep your vehicle fueled up for those long drives, your pantry stocked for those snack cravings, and the propane grill ready whenever you are. Things can move fast, but with your local Cenex, you can rest assured that everything on your list will get a checkmark, all in a day's work, powered locally at Cenex.
Out here, you learn that to keep growing, you have to keep changing. CHS and the farmers and ranchers we serve know all about change, because together we've changed agriculture. That's why we're the largest farmer-owned cooperative in the country. So farmers own the system they count on, with advantages at every step. From innovative tools that help crops grow, to grain processing expertise, to energy solutions, we create connections to empower agriculture. Learn more at chsinc.com.
Hey,
Welcome back to the Vermillion Booster Club Press Box, proud supporters of all Tanager athletics and the student athlete.
The pride of Vermillion, the marching band, has taken the field inside the Dakota Dome here at halftime, as they're going to put on a great performance. They always do. Always exciting to watch here, as you can see it right now on Live Ticket TV, this performance of the marching band and why they perform here in the background. Let's go over some quick stats here in the first half between the Canton Seahawks and the Vermillion Tanagers. We'll begin in the passing game for the Vermillion Tanagers. Hayden Christopherson is 50% in the passing game, 10 of 20 for 165 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. Otherwise, in the running game, Vermillion, catch this, fans, have not had an official rushing play so far. They've had 6 carries by Hayden Christopherson, all scrambles, a total of just 3 yards that he has picked up on those scrambles. So if you do the simple math, which is pretty easy for me, a total of 168 total yards offense. On the opposite side, just 10 yards short of that is T. Grannon by himself. 13 carries for 158 yards and 3 touchdowns in the run game. And that doesn't get to everything else they've done. Kane Wallner has carried it 6 times for 29 yards. Alex Reed, a rush for 10 yards. And Alex Reed in the passing game, 6 of 10 for 137 yards and a score. Again, at one point, with 3:18 remaining in this first half, it was 15-6. It looked like Vermillion could get a defensive stop, maybe even score again before halftime, at least make something happen. But, Joe, it went the opposite way in the last 3 minutes or so for the Vermillion Tanagers in that first half.
Well, there was no question that Canton was going to use the ground game to wear down the Tanagers. I just didn't expect the chunk plays that Canton has had on offense in the rushing game. Just tough to try to stop and everything. But like you said, Granham having a career game here so far in the first half for the Seahawks. And boy, like you said, that really wears a team down. But like we said, the good news is Tanagers will get the ball first. Like what they've done on offense. I know they were frustrated on a couple drives that, they got into Canton territory somewhat deep, but only have a touchdown to show for it.
On the opposite side, Cole, I just mentioned it. So far, we've not actually seen an official handoff here in the ballgame. Now, coming into this game, Coach Tom O'Boyle made it clear to everybody, hey, we have a game plan. We want to throw the football. Even I can remember talking to Hayden Christopherson's dad, Wade, earlier this morning, and he said we'll be lucky if Hayden gets out of the game without having to need Tommy John surgery because he's going to throw the football so much. But what'd you think of not ever running the football there in the first half?
I mean, I think it was definitely an interesting strategy, but when you think about it and how much pressure Canton was giving, I don't know if they'd been able to spring very many runs, maybe on the off chance that Canton only rushed 3, but then they're dropping 4 linebackers back, sometimes even 5. So it's kind of surprised me a little bit in the game plan because now you know that Canton can just prepare for the pass, drop everybody back, but Canton's shown that they're not really doing that. They're bringing a lot of pressure, a lot of no help over top, just man-to-man coverage, but, it's gotten them some points so far. They actually got to move the ball quite a bit in a couple of their drives, and I don't know if the running game would have really helped them against this stout defense.
Well, speaking of Wade Christopherson, their first half statistics is brought to you by Nutrient Ag Solutions. They provide full acre solutions through a network of trusted crop consultants. They help growers achieve the highest yields with the most sustainable solutions possible, offering a wide selection of products. As a look at your first half statistics, here on Live Ticket TV. We're going to step aside. When we come back, we'll take a look at scores from across the state of South Dakota. That is on the way here on Live Ticket TV.
Too early to start planning for your future. Did you know Masaba provides scholarships and tuition assistance? They are committed to your success, offering engineering, drafting, and welding opportunities, plus scholarships, job shadowing, and mentorship programs. Learn more at masabainc.com/careers. When I grow up, I want to work at Masaba.
Masaba Manufacturing. Unlock your future and rock with us.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
Best Western Ramkota Hotel in Aberdeen is the place to stay for business or the weekend family getaway. You'll feel right at home with ample parking, spacious guest rooms, and complimentary breakfast. And with a convenient location, you'll have easy access to local attractions and events in the area. While staying at the Best Western Ramkota, guests can enjoy an indoor water play land, an on-site Minerva's restaurant, exercise facility, wedding services, and a business center. For friendly service and a great stay, make your reservation today. Welcome back to the Vermillion Booster Club Press Box, proud supporters of all Tanager athletics and the student athlete.
Plenty of activities right now on H. Lauren Lewis Field as the Dance Inferno team has taken the field at the 40-yard line and getting their dance on. Over on the far side, the Canton Seahawks did not use the locker room this evening and decided to stay out just beyond the 10-yard line on the field and go over their duties for the second half as they lead it currently 31-6. And speaking of duties, the other two up here in the broadcast booth are busy right now at the moment with scores from across the state of South Dakota. So, gentlemen, I'll let you take over from here and bring us everything that is going on across the state of South Dakota when it comes to Friday Night Lights.
Thank you, Heath. I'll get us started off with the biggest class in South Dakota 11 AAA. One game is final. Number 3, Brandon Valley defeated number 5, Sioux Falls O'Gorman 27-0. Two games going on where Harrisburg leads Rapid City Central 42-8. 3 minutes to go in the game, and Sturgis leads Rapid City Stevens 10-0 with 5 minutes to go in the first. Again, just 3 games today, 2 AAA games tomorrow.
Okay, now going to 11 AA. Yankton leads Douglas 47-0 at the half, so there will be running clock in the second half out in Douglas in that game. Aberdeen Central and Brookings scoreless with under a minute to go in the second quarter. T area leads Huron 28-7 at halftime. Pierre and Watertown tied at 14 in Pierre at halftime. Of course, Watertown defeated Yankton last week in Watertown, and Sturgis Brown leads Rapid City Stevens by the score of 10-0. Let's head to 11A with Cole.
Yeah, in 11A, of course, here Canton leads Vermillion 31-6. Dakota Valley is going to get the victory over Lakota Tech. They're up 63-0. 3 games have gone final. Del Rapids defeated Rapid City Christian 40-24. Madison over Custer 42-16. Receiving votes, Tri-Valley defeats Belle Fourche 37-0. West Central leads McCook Central Montrose 27-0. They're just getting out of halftime there. And Groton area leads Millbank 12-7. 10 minutes to go in the third. The game to watch, number 3 Lennox leads number 1 Sioux Falls Christian with 7 minutes to go in the third quarter. 8-2 in that game to watch in 11A. Joe, for 11B.
All right, for 11B. Well, probably the premier game, regardless of class tonight. At halftime in 11B, number 1 winner leads number 2 Elk Point Jefferson 12-0. So definitely a defensive battle because both those teams can score, let me tell you that. Flandreau leads Sisseton 47-0. 8 minutes to go third quarter. Baltic over Parker 6-2. 9 minutes to go third quarter. Mount Vernon Plankington over Wagner 22-0. 11 minutes to go third quarter. At halftime, Sioux Valley over Clark Willow Lake 33-14. Woonsocket, Wessington Springs, Sanborn Central over Webster area 30-12, under a minute to go in the first half. Miller Highmore Herald over Chamberlain 20-8. Aberdeen Roncalli over Mobridge Pollock, 28-0. Hot Springs over Lee Deadwood, 6-0. 4 minutes to go, third quarter. Bridgewater Emory Ethan leading Beersford at the half, 9-6. And Groton area over Millbank, 14-7. On to 9AA with Cole.
9AA. Number 1 Parkston leads receiving votes Hanson 22-3. 9 minutes to go in the third quarter. Kimball White Lake 20. Platte Geddes 8. That one is just before halftime. Breton Hecla leads Florence Henry 36-0. They just started the second half. Number 5 Viborg Hurley leads Alcester Hudson 30-16. End of the half there. Wabash Summit leads Waverly South Shore 18-14. That one's at halftime. 9 minutes to go in the game. Elkton Lake Benton, the number 3 team, leads DeSmet 35-0. Leola Frederick area leads North Central 40-6. That one's just before the half. Stanley County leads Redfield at halftime 38-0. Bonham leads Gregory with 2 minutes to go in the third, 14-8. Your score there. Hamlin, the number 2 team, leads Great Plains Lutheran 41-8 with 10 minutes to go in the third quarter. TDA ACDC leads Scotland Minnow 50-14 at the end of the first half. Out west, number 4 Hill City 28, number 5 Harding County Bison 20. That one's at halftime. Out west, Garrettson leads receiving votes Canastota 7-6. That one is at halftime there. Marion Freeman Academy leads Gayville Vollen 38-18. That is just before half. 2 more games out west. Wall leads New Underwood as the score just updated 19-0 with 1 minute to go in the first. And Kadoka area leads Bennett County 8-0, 4 minutes to go in the first. Joe for 9A.
And in 9A, Timberlake leads Faith 20-0. 9 minutes to go first half. Howard no problem with Chester area 52-0. That game, I believe, ended at the half. And Ipswich leading Northwestern 60-14, under a minute to go first half. Wabash Summit over Waverly South Shore 18-14 at the half. Lyman over Jones County 36-20, 5 minutes to go first half. Kimball White Lake over Platte Geddes 20-8, under a minute to go in the first half. Folks with the 9-man schools with 9B playing 9AA and 9AA playing 9A, we may repeat a score or two, but Warner and Falkton area tied at 14. 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Dupree leads Potter County 50-6. 11 minutes to go in the third quarter. Let's see. Lemon McIntosh over Harriet Selby area 14-0. 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. And Cole, wrap her up with 9B.
Yeah, 9B scores. 2 games, have gone final. Burke defeated Sunshine Bible Academy 64-38. Arlington over Sioux Falls Lutheran 34-14. 9 minutes to go before the half. Timberlake leads Faith 20-0. Avon leads Corsica Stigney 38-14. They just resumed the second half there. Ipswich over Northwestern 60-14. That one is just before the half. Lyman leads Jones County 36-20 with 5 minutes to go in the half. Sully Buttes leads Hitchcock-Tulare 40-12, 9 minutes to go in the third quarter. Warner and Falkton area tied at 14 with 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Again, Canastota now leads Garrettson 12-7, 6 minutes to go in the third. Oldham Ramona Rutland 16, Irene Wakanda 6 minutes to go in the third quarter there. And one other score that has not been reported yet, Del Rapids St. Mary and Coleman Egan. That one officially no score in the SD Score Feed app.
And that is your look at scores from across the state of South Dakota, brought to you by Joe Van Gore and also Cole Larsh. Our sponsor for that is Pump and Pack. Fill up your tank and your belly at Pump and Pack. From cold beverages to plenty of snacks, Pump and Pack is proud to be the fill-up spot and go-to destination for the Live Ticket TV crew. 31-6 here at halftime. We have 2 minutes before we are set and ready to go for the second half. Joe Van Gore, Vermillion, Fat Lady hasn't sung yet. If we want to keep her warming up those vocals, the Tanagers make a comeback. What needs to happen?
Well, they need to score on every possession, and they need to, start with a good field position for those drives. But, Canton now, with the Tanagers passing, on nearly every down. I think you mentioned Hayden Christofferson scrambled 6 times for a total of 3 yards in the first half. There's no doubt that Canton knows that Vermillion's going to pass on every down, so they'll just keep bringing the pressure. And Hayden Christofferson has got to be solid in his reads and his receivers.
Cole Larsh, for the Canton Seahawks, what do they do to put this one to bed a little bit sooner and get themselves out of the Dakota Dome and hope to be back here for a second time coming up in November?
Well, I don't think they have to change a whole lot. I think they're going to come out, they're going to run the ball a couple times, maybe try a couple misdirection plays. Maybe they take a couple shots towards the end zone if they get some decent field position once they get the ball back in that second possession of the half. But you really don't have to change anything. You don't just keep putting points on the board. They've shown they can work the clock a little bit. They've also shown that they can, take the top off the defense with a run. I don't think they're going to change a whole lot. Getting these heavy sets, run the football.
At halftime, the leading rusher for the Canton Seahawks, T. Granum, 13 carries for 158 yards, 3 touchdowns in that first half. It's kind of reminiscent of what we saw last year, but that time it was Kane Wallner. He carried the football 14 times for 294 yards and 3 touchdowns for the Canton Seahawks. Again, last year, Canton got the victory 42-13 there in Canton. And right now, they're looking to continue their dominance over the Vermillion Tanagers. Vermillion has not beaten the Canton Seahawks since 2009. It has been quite some time since they last got a victory over the Canton Seahawks. And we are set and ready to roll for the second half. Again, the Vermillion Tanagers will get the football to start the second half, where we saw nothing but passing. Again, we only saw Hayden Christofferson scramble 6 times for 3 yards. Otherwise, threw the football 20 times. Was 10 of 20 for 165 yards, a touchdown, and an interception for the Vermillion Tanagers. Again, great to have you along here on Vermillion Tanagers Live and Live Ticket TV, your home for high school sports across the state of South Dakota. Have over 60 broadcasts currently going on for your chance to watch high school and Friday Night Lights. This one booted deep once again, as it has been all night long, as Beal gets a hold of it and tries to find some space, comes over, cuts this near side before he's finally taken down on a nice open field tackle that time from Aiden Schremp, and it will bring up first down and 10 for the Vermillion Tanagers with 27 yards. Joe, you want to bet if they throw the football in this first play of the game or second half?
3 guesses and the first 2 don't count. How about that?
Now, we did see an injury as well to Chapman there in the first half. We have not seen him come back since. So not quite for sure the injury update on him. Again, he has not really ran the football, or I should say hasn't ran the football since the first half of the opening game against the Lennox Orioles. It's going to be 3 wide receivers split to the far side, and Hayden Christofferson is back to pass. No, he's going to just be sacked in the backfield, a loss of about 5 yards, and he'll bring up second down and 15.
Yeah, getting happy feet that time. He thought he had a bead on a receiver, but by then it was too late.
Total of 163 yards of total offense so far here in the football game for the Vermillion Tanagers. And again, with 3:18 before halftime, it was 15-6. So if you're tuning into this game just to kind of get a look at what's been going on, this one was close. It seemed like Vermillion for halftime, but the Canton Seahawks were able to add 2 touchdowns, including 2-point conversions on both of them, 16 points before halftime to really open this one up as you're just tuning in to the second half. Back to pass once again will be Hayden Christofferson as he claps his hands together, looks over that far side. No, has to just take off once again. Gets by one defender, but is chased down from behind. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage. Will bring up third down and 10.
Boy, the defensive line for Canton is on these first 2 plays for the Tanagers in the third quarter, right where Hayden Christofferson doesn't want to see.
And this is a very big defensive line, offensive line, a lot of seniors on this team. These seniors have been waiting for their chance to get to play the varsity minutes because Canton Seahawks, when you live in Canton, there's 2 things you do as a young boy. You wrestle and you play football. I don't really think you do much more than that. Some of them eventually trail off to play maybe basketball during the winter season. Back to pass once again is Hayden Christopherson. Pump fakes once, will now go to the near side, and this one just beyond the reach of Thomas as it falls incomplete, and it'll bring up 4th down and 10, and Vermillion will have to punt for their second time this evening.
Flag on the play.
There is a flag, and I got to believe either holding or pass interference.
Okay, so we'll wait. They do say it's holding that will go against the Canton Seahawks.
So that'll be 10 yards and 3rd and 1.
Yep, I'll say it'll be not quite enough for the first down for the Vermillion Tanagers. Joe, do you think maybe we see Hayden Christopherson go underneath center, just a simple quarterback sneak?
Well, with that defensive line of Canton that gets a push here, I'd try an edge play.
So the ball will be placed at the 37-yard line. Vermillion needs to get it to the 38 to get the first down here on the 10-yard penalty. It has been the 4th penalty now against the Canton Seahawks for 40 yards so far this evening. Only 1 penalty against the Vermillion Tanagers, a lot different from what we saw a couple weeks ago here in the Lennox game, where we saw over 20 penalties called in that game. So Hayden Christopherson goes right underneath center. He'll take the direct snap and will take the quarterback sneak for 7 yards, and it's a first down. I can call some offensive plays up here.
I think you can, yeah.
Joe, the saying goes, I know a thing or two because I've seen a thing or two.
Probably, yeah.
Oh, I thought the saying was going to be fake it till you make it.
Okay, that works too.
Nice.
Ball at the 44-yard line after the 7-yard quarterback sneak by Hayden Christopherson. That was enough for the first down, and thank you as well to the Canton Seahawks on the holding it penalty. A defensive back there that gave Vermillion that opportunity to really pick up the first down. Otherwise, it would have been a punt, and Seahawks would have the football back. Back to pass once again is Hayden Christopherson. He wants to go deep to his intended target, Cerny, and it's well over his head, falls incomplete for the first incompletion of this second half.
Tell you what, Dane Richardson is working hard. Not only is he blocking one guy, he reached out his arm to slow up another, and that gave Hayden a little bit of time, but he overthrew his man.
So again, ball placed at the 44-yard line. 10 of 21 in the passing game tonight. Hayden Christopherson for 165 yards, 926. This is the opening possession for either team of this second half. 2 wide receivers, Landon Cerny and Connor Peterson over on the near side. 2 wide receivers split off to the far side. Shotgun formation as always for Hayden Christopherson. Claps his hands together twice, now gets the snap. Go over the middle to Cerny, and this one is caught. It's going to be enough for a first down as it's a pickup of 16 yards. But there is going to be a holding penalty against the Vermillion Tanagers. So scrap the 16-yard pitch and catch. And it'll bring up now first down, it should be second down and 20.
And a pretty obvious one there, unfortunately.
So I apologize. It should be first down here, right?
No, we're going to stay second down. It'll be 2nd and 10. Replay second down.
Oh, yes, the incompletion.
Yep, 2nd and 20.
So ball will be now at the 34-yard line, 2nd and 20. So Vermillion needs to get it across the 50 and up to the 46. Again, the ball is currently at the 34-yard line. Hayden Christopherson will have 2 wide receivers split to either side, 9:05. Third quarter, 31-6. Christopherson back to pass as he look in the near side. Will go up the seam, and this one is caught by Landon Cerny. Picks up quite a bit on 2nd down and 20. And they're going to, one official says the first down, and now they're going to back it off. Pickup of 18 yards and bring up 3rd down and 2.
That's a little bit more manageable, as Hayden Christopherson has certainly shown at times he can get into a rhythm with his receivers, and it seems like the hot receiver right now is Cerny.
183 yards in the passing game for Hayden Christopherson. He had 176 against Lakota Tech. He thought he had threw for more, but some defense helped out on some scores last week against Lakota Tech in Pine Ridge. Again, need to pick up 2 yards here for the first down. It's the quick curl route to Landon Cerny, as Joe said. The hot wide receiver picks up enough for those 2 yards. It'll be first down and 10 for the Vermillion Tanagers.
Keeping the down markers moving there. That time, like you said, Hayden has really had to wind up and throw some passes downfield, but nothing wrong, Cole, with the little nickel and dime now and then.
No, absolutely, and especially when it's working like this, I mean, there's no reason to go away from it. I mean, Canton's shown that they're trying not to give up the deep ball, so they're going to give you 3, 4, 5 yards of throw. Do it every time.
And down in the production truck, Cole has now pulled up another football game that he's watching. If I had to guess, he's currently watching his younger brother play for the Mount Vernon Plankinton Titans at the moment. Oh, no, you're not. You're watching the winter game that's currently underway just down the road from us in Elk Point. Back to pass once again is Hayden Christopherson, and Landon Cerny once again will make the completion as he climbed the ladder to get this one. Big first down, but there is a penalty marker down, correct?
Well, there's a holding call coming up, but I think it's going to be waved off. It's holding on the defense.
So a pickup of 15 yards. It's been a hat trick now to Landon Cerny. 3 straight completions that he has gotten for the Vermillion Tanagers all the way down to the 25-yard line. We're just going through the motions now here to decline it, and we're set and ready to go once again. 7:41 with the clock now rolling here in this third quarter. Again, the Vermillion Tanagers have had the football this entire time in the third quarter, trailing 31-6 against the Canton Seahawks. 2 wide receivers split to either side, shotgun formation for Hayden Christopherson, who stands at the 30-yard line. Puts Peterson in motion. Back to pass is Christopherson, and the ball is tipped at the line. First time we've seen that tonight. It does fall incomplete, and it'll bring up second down and 10.
Yeah, Winter has taken an 18-0 lead over EPJ, 9 minutes to go in that game.
Now he has the brothers game turned on.
Mount Vernon Plankinton faces second down and 10 on their own 2-inch line. They're up 30-0.
Against the Wagner Red Raiders and Wagner, South Dakota here this evening. Another 2 teams that are part of the Live Ticket TV family. And I believe a big play just happened as Cole is freaking out over in the production truck at the moment. 2 wide receivers split to either side. And again, we have not seen the Vermillion football team run the football or have a rush play yet here in the ball game. A designed one, that is. And now one in motion, back to pass once again. And now Hayden Christopherson is going to take off. They'll go the end zone, and this one easily caught by Thomas for the touchdown. This one, a completion of 25 yards, just the second completion to Traclin Thomas tonight, and the Tanagers are on the scoreboard.
Boy, what a way to start the second half, huh? Like I said, you finished. That's the positive right there. You finished the drive. And like we said, one or 2 of those drives that the Tanagers got into Seahawk territory didn't score. Boy, you'd be looking at something different right now.
And Riley French will come on to kick the extra point, 31-12, with 7:07 remaining in the third quarter. Last time he put it off the right upright, and this one, put it off to the right, but this time puts it down the middle, and it's good. 31-13, 7:07 third quarter. We're back in just a moment here on Live Ticket TV. Farming today requires constant adjustment, innovation, and the right seed, and you'll find that with Pioneer Seed at Dakota Seed and Services in Irene and Vermillion. With the most advanced technologies and local experts, Dakota Seed and Service share in your hard work on the farm, adapting to an ever-changing industry. When you need the right seed, protection, and service, make it Dakota Seed and Services in Irene and Vermillion. There's no better organization that gives back to the student athletes than the Booster Club. The Vermillion Booster Club is committed to helping all student athletes grow. Join the Tanager faithful today by becoming a member at GoTanagers.com. While you're there, check out Team Apparel for your favorite sports team. Like them on Facebook to stay up to date on all the latest information and sports games. Join the Vermillion Boosters today and go Tanagers.
Welcome back to the Vermillion Booster Club Press Box, proud supporters of all Tanager athletics and the student athlete.
Joe, going off of your comment during the timeout break, If you haven't been to Wagner since 1992 in the football field, it has changed quite a bit. They actually have turf nowadays.
Yeah, that's cool.
And now there's a return as Spencer Bewley just got the update of how old you are, Joe Vancore.
Yes. Well, just turned 65 last Saturday, so yeah. I made it to Medicare.
Update to the neighbors to our south. University of South Dakota volleyball wins set number 3, 25-21. They take a 2-1 lead, head into set 4 on the brand new TerraFlex court.
Spencer Bewley. Cole Larsch will be over there tomorrow to help out some more with USD volleyball. As we're back underway, the Canton Seahawks will take over at the 47-yard line. They're going to hand it off, and just trying to break free this time is Teague, and he picks up a nice 6-yard gain. Joe, I'm off in Mitchell tomorrow, so what are you doing for the weekend?
Tomorrow, well, actually my new PA season, public address season, began Wednesday night, entering my 4th year as the volleyball voice of Morningside University Volleyball. I have a match in the GPAC tomorrow at 3 down in Sioux City with Waldorf.
So all the guys have volleyball going on tomorrow except for me, as I will be enjoying some football from Joe Q coming up tomorrow.
Now, who do the Tigers have tomorrow?
They got Concordia Bulldogs, 1-1 as the Tigers are 0-2. They fell in a heartbreaker to the Mount Marty Lancers in overtime last week.
Tell you what, Mount Marty's got things going in not that much time.
Yes, they have been extremely impressive what they've been able to do in just their 3rd year of existence. And a lot of help from some Yankton boys in that crew as well.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to hand off to Kane Wallner as he tries to push his way forward. He's going to be short. It's going to bring up 4th down and 1, but I'd be shocked if Rich Lundstrom doesn't go for this one for the Canton Seahawks. And Rich is over there in his white shirt, gray pants, kind of enjoying the cool temperature of 72 inside the Dakota Dome.
Under steely skies. Yeah.
I was just trying to think of what that word was.
Steely skies.
There we go.
Yep.
As mentioned, the Canton Seahawks will go for it, or at least showing that they'll go for it here on 4th down and 1. Ball at the 44-yard line. They're going to hand it off to T. Granum, and he bullies his way forward and will keep on going all the way down to the 36-yard line as he'll pick up 8 yards. And a 1st down for the Canton Seahawks, and the clock will continue to move.
And guys, the Tanagers' opponent on the road next Friday, Madison, they defeat Custer in Custer 42-16.
You looking forward to making that trip next week, Joe, to Madison and getting your chance to call a game from the new Dakota State facility they just put in this year?
I remember doing a game, and it was a Tanager game a few years ago at the old Trojan Field. Yeah, looking forward to that brand spanking new deal.
31-13, the toss out to T. Granum as he tries to cut it up on the numbers far side. We'll pick up maybe a yard or so and bring up 2nd down and long for the Canton Seahawks.
Tell you what, of course, Canton on the road tonight. I believe they're on the road for the next 2 games, and I think they've got West Central and Sioux Falls Christian with 2 road games in a row. But the thing is, when you go to West Central, when you go to Sioux Falls, that's like, what, under 20 miles or something like that?
Right.
I mean, it's just like, what the Sioux Falls schools kind of complain about. Oh, gosh, we got to go to Rapid City once.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Really?
It's almost a vacation trip for them
no
at
kidding.
that point.
Yeah.
One in motion. They will go to the motion man this time, as I believe that is T. Granum, who finds his way through a gap somehow, and they push forward for what looked like maybe a yard or so on the run play, picks up another 6 more, and it'll bring up now 3rd down and 2, and there is an injured Canton Seahawk player down, and that is Teague, as he's now going to hobble off the football field. That is not good to see if you're the Canton Seahawks. He did get up quickly, but it looks like he might have got his knee twisted up, and he is hobbling off, putting no pressure on that right foot at the moment here. So we hope that T. Granum is okay, as he is now at the football game. 18 carries for 181 yards, 3 scores for him this evening. 3:03 3rd quarter, 31-13. The Canton Seahawks lead it over the Vermillion Tanagers. Here in this third quarter, both teams have had the football just once. That's how much clock they have chewed up. They fake the handoff, and they will throw the football, and it will be to Kane Wallner as he jumps over Nolan Nygren, and it will be a big first down for the Canton Seahawks.
I was wondering about maybe a horse collar tackle on the Tanagers, but it would have been, if it would have been called, it would have put it at the 2.5.
So a pickup of 23 yards on the passing play. So over 160 yards throwing tonight for Alex Reed. He came into the football game throwing for 156 so far in the first two games. Kane Wallner will get the pitch, and he will get cut down inside the 5, a pickup of a yard. He'll bring up second down and goal.
Well, let's see. Yep, next Friday, Canton at Sioux Falls Christian. Of course, they'll play that at USF's field on the southeast side of town. Then they go to West Central. Then they're home against Lennox. They're at Dell Rapids. They host Madison. They're at Tri-Valley. So I would venture a guess to say that Canton has to travel maybe a total of 50 miles the rest of the season.
That's not too bad.
That's not too bad.
31-13 as they look to punch it in here in this third quarter. They're going to go to Kane Wallner right up the middle, and Kane is in from 4 yards out. His first score tonight against the Vermillion Tanagers, and the Canton Seahawks lead it 37-13 with 1:41 remaining in the third quarter. And we see both teams use up a lot of clock on their both possessions. Both come away with a touchdown on their opening drives of the second half, and now on to kick the extra point where they have put one off the upright earlier. This time the snap is clean, and it's through and good. 38-13. Canton Seahawks over the Vermillion Tanagers with 1:41 remaining before the fourth quarter. We're back in just a moment on Live Ticket TV. Advertising, reaching the right market while giving back to the school is just plain right. If you're looking for an effective method that reaches a large fan base at once, then here's your ticket with Live Ticket TV. With over 90 schools in the state of South Dakota, we can help you advertise locally with just your home team or reach the region. Plus, a portion of all sales go directly back to the school. Get a hold of Heath Nimke today, and let's get started in building your brand with Live Ticket TV.
Nice.
Maytag appreciates a compliment, but this Maytag washer isn't just eye candy.
Wow.
Inside, it's got the capacity and power to handle even the mightiest loads.
I love this.
Yeah, she's a beaut.
It's a he.
How do you know?
Don't worry about it.
Find Maytag products and the industry's best appliances at your local dealer, Merce Appliance, downtown Vermillion.
Birds like Tanagers.
Back to the Vermillion Booster Club press box. Proud supporters of all Tanager athletics and the student athlete.
Michael Beal on the return. I think has gotten about every single return so far tonight. This time he's able to get to about the 32-yard line, where the Vermillion Tanagers will take over first down and 10. Score 38-13, 1:36 remaining in this third quarter. This will just be the second offensive possession for the Vermillion Tanagers. Again, both teams put together very nice drives, both scoring on their opening possessions of the third quarter, and that's just where we find ourselves at. Kind of quick-moving third quarter football. No one's ever going to complain about that, unless you want to play a little bit longer inside this beautiful Dakota Dome. Newly renovated field, as well as they put a new turf down. So I was told earlier by Spencer Bewley, it's not as squishy, whatever that means. Back to pass is Hayden Christopherson, wants to go deep to his intended target, Landon Cerny. It falls incomplete. And I'll bring up second down and 10. Tonight's broadcast here on Live Ticket TV is brought to you by Midwest Ready Mix and Equipment. They offer their customers the highest quality ready mix concrete products, and aggregate, along with the service that is expected. You can customize mix designs to fit your company needs. Fans, don't forget to subscribe as well to the YouTube channel. Absolutely free to do, and it alerts you every time we go live with broadcast, as we have more volleyball coming up for this week. And again on the road next Friday to Madison, South Dakota. You can catch Friday Night Lights right here on Live Ticket TV. Back to passes, Hayden Christopherson, and it's going to be a pass that went over the middle, kind of 3 guys in the area, but no one really there, and it falls incomplete.
Yeah, Vermillion Volleyball taking on Sioux Falls Christian on Tuesday. I'll have the call for that one.
You will? You don't want me to help out with that one?
It's up to you.
I will be in Mitchell on Tuesday.
That's what I thought.
Business meetings.
Spencer Bewley? I think Spencer Bewley might be on the call with me.
Okay.
I think I just woke him up, actually.
He has been running camera all night. He has not been able to get his snacks in, so I know he is kind of probably the battery starting to fade. Yeah. Oh, he did get his snacks in?
No.
No, he's hungry.
I can confirm he did not.
He's hungry is what he's saying right now.
He brought an empty bag of pistachios and a bag of sunflower seeds.
Oh, there's nothing in the pistachio bag. Well, that's not smart. 2 wide receivers split to either side. Back to pass is Hayden Christopherson, and this one will fall incomplete. There is a penalty flag.
Yep, that is a PI, no doubt, on the Seahawks, Chase Charon.
One on each side, actually. One on the near side and on the far side. We're going to get a holding on the defense on the far side. And something else on the near side.
I think they might be calling a holding as well on Keshawn Smith, the junior defensive back for the Canton Seahawks. There is right now the officials getting together to try to confirm what the penalty flags are going to be. So either have offsetting penalties, a holding on the Canton Seahawks, that one's declined, and this one a holding penalty. So both of them, again, against the Canton Seahawks, trying to stop the passing game, and it will be 10 yards, and it should be enough for a first down. So first down for the Vermillion Tanagers, courtesy of the penalty. 5 penalties and 50 yards against the Canton Seahawks this evening. So the football will move up to the 42-yard line, where the Vermillion Tanagers will take over, or I should say, be first down and 10. 2 wide receivers split to either side. Back to pass is Hayden Christopherson. Looks over to the near side, and it's caught by Connor Pearson. And it's going to be ripped out of bounds at the 46-yard line as they pick up 16 yards and a first down.
Sioux Falls Christian leads Lennox now 12-8. 8 minutes to go in that one.
Joe's made a reference earlier to a baseball score.
Well, Lennox led 8-2. So obviously Sioux Falls Christian had a big inning to go up 9-8.
There it is. First down and 10, ball at the 45-yard line. As that one, I mean, I've seen some baseball scores even higher than that. So,
well, I can remember watching a game between the Dallas Cowboys and the Detroit Lions that ended up 5-3. And you know when that was? Back in the 60s.
38-13, 40 seconds remain, third quarter. 2 guys in motion here for the Vermillion Tanagers. Confusion, and now a timeout is going to be called by Vermillion.
As we did make the reference earlier, back to Joe saying that he was
last in Wagner in 1992.
Well, that too, and watching football from the 60s.
Oh.
We were adding up ages here in the broadcast booth.
Well, I finally found out in December of 1969 that the Minnesota Vikings wore purple when my dad on a Saturday bought a huge Magnavox console TV that had a remote control. It spun the dial. You know, there was the dial TV set. This remote control would spin the dial to a station that was on the air.
As we were referencing earlier, adding up the ages here in the press box, saying Joe Van Gore has been broadcasting sports longer than Spencer Bewley and I have been alive combined.
I'll say if you combine all of our ages, the 3 of us, with Joe Van Gore, I tip us in favor just slightly.
Not by very many years. I think we've got him by 3.
And that 5-3 game between Dallas and Detroit back in the 60s is when the NFL used to have a third-place game. Swear to God. They would have the NFL championship, then they would have a third-place game the next week between the 2 teams that lost in the semis.
First down and 10, back here to Friday Night Lights inside the Dakota Dome after your history lesson. It's going to be a pass that's dropped as it looked like it was going to be caught by Thomas but falls incomplete. It's second down and 10. Any more history you got for us, Joe?
Not right now.
Maybe
it's not selective memory. It's just that what I can fit in a few seconds.
Second down and 10 upcoming for the Vermillion Tanagers. Ball at the 45-yard line, 33 seconds remaining in this third quarter. 38-13, the Canton Seahawks lead it over the Vermillion Tanagers. 2 wide receivers split to the near side and 2 wide receivers split to the far side. By the way, fans, I'm not quite for sure the injury update on T. Granum after he got injured on the last offensive possession for the Canton Seahawks. Now Hayden Christopherson's going to just take off. This one looked like it was more of a design run. It's actually the second design run of the football game. I made a reference earlier that they had not had one, even though I called out the quarterback sneak where they picked up 7 yards. This one is a result of a loss of 2 yards. Now bring up third down and 12.
Well, a quick scan of the Canton sideline, trying to locate Granum. He must be hiding. Or
is he around? It looks like some guys are looking at a medical table over there, and it looks like there's some guy that has his foot up in the air, Joe. Do you see what I'm talking about? At about the 35-yard line?
I think that might be it right there. You're right.
And if that is T. Granum, it does not look good, as his foot is up in the air right now, and he is just laying down on the medical bed. Not quite for sure if that is him, but with the buzzer in the background, it's the end of the third quarter. Canton leads it 38-13. We're back with the fourth quarter on Live Ticket TV.
Great at flying out of the way to miss your car, deer, and other drivers are not. If you're in any kind of accident, bring your vehicle to Blaine's Body Shop in Vermillion. We repair your vehicle to pre-accident condition and handle the entire process from start to finish, including an accurate estimate and dealing with the insurance adjuster. So good luck to the Tanagers, and if you're in an accident, bring your vehicle to
Blaine's Body Shop. Blaine's Body Shop. Automotive collision repair.
Welcome back to the Vermillion Booster Club Press Box, proud supporters of all Tanager athletics and the student athlete.
Cole, we're getting some interesting news up here in the broadcast booth. From Watertown, South Dakota, the Pierre Governors are going to fall tonight, it looks like.
It does appear that way, as Watertown, the number 2 team in AA, leads Pierre, the number 1 team, 28-14. 2 minutes left to go in the ball game, and they have possession.
Watertown?
Watertown has possession.
Wow.
That would beg the question, with 7 championships in a row by Pierre, when is the last time they lost at home? Wow.
Back here in the Dome on third down and 12. Hayden Christopherson back to pass like he has all night long, up to the 40-yard line. It's not going to be enough. It's a pickup of 7 yards, and he'll bring up now fourth down and 5 for the Vermillion Tanagers, and yes, Vermillion will go for it.
Well, that doesn't surprise me. Watertown, took care of Yankton at home last Friday, so, that score isn't really, surprising by Watertown. I mean, there's got to be, a little of, letting with Pierre. But like I said, when you win 7 championships in a row, that's saying something.
11-17 remaining here in the ball game. On fourth down and 5, Vermillion trying to pick up a first down. Hayden Christopherson claps his hands together. We'll take the snap now as he's back to pass and going to go over to Peterson, who is open and caught at the 29-yard line. A pickup of 11 yards and a first down for the Vermillion Tanagers.
Good camera work there by our cameraman, Spencer Bewley. Oh, he says subpar. My apologies. I will never compliment his work again.
As Connor Peterson has been the main target tonight for Hayden Christopherson in the passing game. Hayden Christopherson is having his biggest game of the season when it comes to passing. As again, his dad joked he might need Tommy John surgery after this game is over with how much he's going to be throwing it tonight. And then Wade has certainly been correct. And going over to Peterson once again. This one is broken up and will fall incomplete. They'll bring up second down. That was Nolan Nygren, the intended target that time.
Well, let's check on a couple 11A scores, guys. Dakota Valley defeated Lakota Tech 63-0. Del Rapids over Rapid City Christian, 40-24. Tri-Valley over Belle-Fourche, 37-0. Madison, the Tanagers' opponent in Madison next Friday night, defeats Custer 42-16. West Central over McCook Central Montrose, 55-7. 3 minutes to go in that one. Sioux Falls Christian 12, Lennox 8, 5 minutes to go. Groton area leading Millbank 20-19, 10 minutes to go in that one.
10:34 remaining in this one. Hayden Christopherson has Deuces Wild on either side as he claps his hands together twice. Back to pass, he's looking to the near side. Now will step up and take off himself. He gets around one defender and he's wrestled down from behind at the 20-yard line. It will be a pickup of 9 yards on the scramble, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 1. With scrambling and what rushing he has done so far today, 11 carries for 17 yards tonight. Hayden Christopherson has been the guy to do it all tonight for the Vermillion Tanagers. Again, ball is at the 20-yard line, so entering into the red zone. Great crowd on hand as well for both the Canton Seahawks and the Vermillion Tanagers. With 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter, Winter leads it over Elk Point Jefferson 18-8 down in Elk Point, South Dakota, where those two teams are playing. It's a 1 versus 2 in Class 11B for Week 3. And Friday Night Lights considered Week 4, if you will, for those guys, but starting to get back on the right schedule. Some 11B teams, including the Winter Warriors, who are just playing their 3rd game of the season after they had last week off for the bye week.
That begs the question, did the boss make the trip from Winter to Elk Point tonight?
It's a sore subject. Yes, he did, but we're not going to ask or talk anymore about it.
I got you. Okay.
Some feelings might have been hurt from others across the state of South Dakota.
Oh.
We'll save that story for a different time. How's
I
that
got
sound?
you. Okay.
Speaking of, Cole, were you gifted a package from the boss man?
Nope.
Okay, so now don't ask Cole any more about it either. There is certainly going to be more questions about it.
I'm hoping he has it, actually. He's supposed to bring it back on his way back.
Okay. 3rd down and 6. Hayden Christopherson puts one in motion. That's Cerny. And as Cerny goes from the near to wide side, stepping up in the pocket, down to Peterson, and this one is caught at the 1-yard line. A pickup of 24 yards, and they'll bring up 1st down and goal for the Vermillion Tanagers.
And now an injured Canton player down, the defender that time, and looks like might be a cramp. Yep, it is.
So Amy Richardson is out there immediately to help with the cramp for the Canton Seahawks. Again, we saw T. Granum go down earlier in the 3rd quarter with apparent leg injury, and I believe now I can see him, Joe, he's out there. He is on crutches, so that is not good. T. Granum,
he's got an ice pack on his right ankle, so probably a twisted ankle or something.
Hopefully so. T. Granum in the game, 18 carries for 181 yards and 3 touchdowns for him today for the Canton Seahawks. On the opposite side, Hayden Christopherson mentioned his 17 yards scrambling today, but also in the passing game has thrown the football 34 times for 283 yards and 2 touchdowns here in the ball game. He has had his best passing performance of the season. And now with the ball at the 1-yard line, with 9:06 remaining here in the fourth quarter, 38-13. We'll see if Hayden Christopherson doesn't start shotgun formation, then go underneath center on a quarterback sneak as they do not crowd the line. That's exactly what Hayden Christopherson is going to do. The linebackers squeeze up. Christopherson will take it on the quarterback sneak, but it's going to be a great push, but the second effort gets Hayden Christopherson in. What a great effort by Hayden. He was pushed backwards, but spun around and found his way into the end zone.
Yeah, Kane Wallner had a great grab on him and stuff, but just spun off and got the touch.
So the first rushing touchdown for Hayden Christopherson of the evening, and also the second rushing touchdown for him of this season. 8:50 remaining here in the ball game, and the Vermillion Tanagers will go for 2, 38-19, with 8:50 remaining here in the ball game. Vermillion Tanagers will break the huddle. 3 wide receivers over to the left side. Back to pass is Hayden Christofferson and just throws one up, and this one will be dropped. In the end, the 2-point conversion is no good. 38-19, 8:50 remaining here in the ball game. We're back in a moment on Live Ticket TV.
Midwest Ready Mix and Equipment is your locally owned and operated ready mix company. Their specialty, 6x6 front discharge mixer trucks that allows for better placement of concrete and ease of use. Midwest Ready Mix and Equipment offers the highest quality of concrete products and aggregates, and also a full-service dealer for Logon equipment featuring telehandlers, excavators, and ASV track skid loaders for purchase or rent. Midwest Ready Mix and Equipment, East Highway 50, Vermillion.
Welcome back to the Vermillion Booster Club Press Box, proud supporters of all Tanager athletics and the student athlete.
It's not quite the Johnny Cash that Joe Van Gore usually requests here on the music bump, but we're trying to get Joe in the new times when it comes to music.
Yeah.
Joe, we listen to this type of music inside the gym when we're lifting, putting up and down the weights. It gets us jacked, if you will. Hope it's getting you jacked here on the broadcast as this one, another squib kick, and Raleigh French.
That might be a flag.
It's supposed to be. You're not allowed to do that.
Not allowed to do that.
The suplex tackle. And you're not allowed to do that.
No, you're not. That was a great WWE move, but yikes. I think Raleigh is awful fortunate not to get a 15 on that one.
You could see Raleigh do that throughout the winter season when it comes to wrestling.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, Coach Culver says, hey, great takedown. Yeah.
2.
That's 2. Yep.
Bring up first down and 10 at the 43-yard line for the Canton Seahawks. It's going to be very, very simple for them. They do still have their starting offense out there, but for them, they got 8:43 to kill. We'll see if they can't kill a majority of it here on this possession. As they go straight to Kane Wallner, and he bounces it to the numbers, and Kane might just take it to the house on the very first play. Up to the 20, cuts it back inside, to the 10, to the 5, touchdown, Canton Seahawks. A 53-yard rushing touchdown. It is the third rushing touchdown of the evening for the Canton Seahawks of 50 yards or more. And now in the running game as well, over 200 yards in the rushing attack. Really don't need to waste much time. They only took 8 seconds. 44-19, 8:30 remaining here in the ball game.
And now they're going to kick it.
Nice job there by Kane Wallner. Again, he torched Vermillion defense last year for 294 yards and 3 touchdowns. Not quite that same performance, but he's on the board tonight. 45-19, extra point is good. We're back in just a moment right here on Live Ticket TV.
Individuals stay at home by offering caregiving, nursing, and medical alert systems in over 55 communities in South Dakota. Specializing in tasks like bathing, meal prep, and medication setups, our well-trained staff delivers exceptional care. We invest in our team through customized training and comprehensive benefits. To learn more about job opportunities or services, visit our website at corecares.com. Core Cares, proudly serving our community.
Jensen Kennels is your safe place to take your dog while you're away. They have over 7,000 square feet of indoor run space and outdoor play yards. They pride themselves in providing enrichment both mentally and physically for all types of dog. And speaking of size, Jensen Kennels can host any size of dog, from the smallest Boston Terrier to the largest Great Dane. To find out the full services Jensen Kennels offers, check out their website and Facebook pages. Next time you need your dog to stay in a safe, fun environment, make it Jensen's Kennels.
Welcome back to the Vermillion Booster Club Press Box, proud supporters of all Tanager athletics and the student athlete.
Deep kickoff once again after the 57-yard rushing touchdown by Kane Wallner. And now some space for Connor Peterson as he's up past the 45 and taken down at the 50-yard line. It's the second time that Vermillion has returned a kickoff to the 50-yard line. That's your fun trivia for tonight.
And also, Cole, with some fun trivia, the last time that the Pierre Governors lost to 11 AA school was back in 2021 when the Bobcats of Brookings beat them regular season, but Pierre returned the favor by beating Brookings in the 11 AA championship, one of their 7 in a row.
45-19, 8:21 here in the fourth quarter. It's the Canton Seahawks that are going to get to 3-0 on the season, but Vermillion is not going down without a fight here tonight as Christofferson is back to pass, and he's going to go to Peterson, and this one is pulled in at the 26-yard line. A completion of 24 yards and a first down for the Vermillion Tanagers.
Boy, it is a track meet and a half now. Tanagers through the air and Canton on the ground. Wow.
Over 300 yards in the passing game tonight for Hayden Christofferson.
Yep. I would put it on ice tomorrow. Or tonight. And tomorrow. And Sunday.
Yeah. Hayden Christofferson has looked great as well, coming back from his leg injury a year ago.
Officially final winner defeats Elk Point Jefferson 18-8.
Down the road in Oak Point, South Dakota.
Was a big inning when they were down 8-2 and took the lead 9-8 to stay.
45-19. You're referencing the Lennox Sioux Falls Christian game.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry.
It's okay. You're forgiven.
Same thing.
False start on the Vermillion Tanagers will be their second false start of the evening. 3 penalties against the Tanagers tonight for 20 yards. Speaking of, how's that game going?
I'll tell you in a second.
Okay. Ball will be moved back to the 31-yard line.
Another good inning for Sioux Falls Christian with 2 minutes to go in the game. They lead 19-8.
Yep, 2 minutes to go, yep.
Starting to open that one up. First down and 15, ball at the 31-yard line. Hayden Christofferson claps his hands together as he's back to pass, looking the near side all the way to Peterson, triple teamed, and he still makes the catch. A 21-yard completion to Connor Peterson, and it's a first down for the Vermillion Tanagers.
Through the holding as well, which they called late, but they're just going to decline it and take the first and goal.
Wow. One big pass play after another for the Vermillion Tanagers as they're inside the red zone. I mentioned it on a tweet earlier that T. Grana might deserve the player of the week to Jandy out there, Jason Andera, but going to have to certainly say that Hayden Christofferson is going to get an honorable mention as well in the passing game for over 325 yards this evening. Back to pass once again is Hayden Christofferson. He's going to go the end zone, and this one is knocked away as he was trying to get to his intended target, Nolan Nygren. And Nolan Nygren is staying down on the ground as he has yet to complete catch a ball this evening for the Vermillion Tanagers. He's had a couple different opportunities, but just great defense by the Canton Seahawks.
Well, I would say a couple from Canton. T. Granum with the first half he had. Now Kane Wallner with the second half he's having.
Kane Wallner, 10 carries for 93 yards and 2 touchdowns. So, yeah, plenty of, as we mentioned it up here, a track meet up kind of into this fourth quarter. And that was a quick-moving third quarter, but things have slowed down once again, and I'm starting to get a few more touchdowns in this fourth quarter. It's 45-19, 6:35. Been a clean ball game otherwise for both teams. Great sportsmanship that we've seen here inside the Dakota Dome. Second down and goal, ball at the 10-yard line for the Vermillion Tanagers as they try to strike again after 1-yard rushing touchdown by Hayden Christofferson, the 8:50 mark of this fourth quarter. Hayden Christofferson claps his hands together, back to pass, and he will look to the same spot, and this one is caught, but looks like it's going to be a pass interference on the defense. So touchdown is good. 10-yard touchdown completion to Connor Peterson. And it's now the third passing touchdown, the hat trick tonight for Hayden Christofferson. 45-25, 6:29, fourth quarter. Tom O'Boyle is getting the explanation on the penalty. He's asking if he can accept the penalty to move it up a yard closer on the two-point conversion.
A yard and a half.
That's what he just asked there.
Yeah.
And they say, yep, you can have that, Tom, and they'll move it to the 1.5 yard line. So that's where Vermillion will go on the two-point conversion, down 20 with 6:29 remaining in the ball game. Guys trying to get sorted out as they come out of the huddle. 3 wide receivers to the near side. Nolan Nygren, after just being out for a moment on the injury, is back in there. And we see someone jump off sides. So move it another half yard closer. It'll be down to the 1 on the two-point conversion.
One more update to the neighbors to our south. University of South Dakota volleyball team does not take set 4. They fall 25-23, so we'll head to the 5th and decisive set.
Well, we'll play to 15 and find a winner there over at the SCSC. Now Jody Seller is asking from a distance. 45-25. So now we will see Duke come out here and be a running back for the Vermillion Tanagers, lined up behind Hayden Christofferson, and they will hand it off to him, and he will not convert the two-point conversion. And with 6:29 remaining in the fourth quarter, 45-25. We're going to step aside. We're back in a moment on Live Ticket TV.
The innocence of youth.
So maybe they want the football one last time with 3:31. Gentlemen, any more scores from across the state of South Dakota that you have?
Well, if you're asking, in 11 AA, Yankton defeated Douglas 74-6. I'm sure that was running clock in the second half. I think Yankton had like a 47-0 lead at the half. But like we said, the one that they'll be talking about, Watertown beats Pierre in Pierre 28-14. Again, the last time, due to great research from Cole Larsch, that Pierre lost to an 11 AA school was Brookings back in 2021. I think last year, Pierre lost to Brandon Valley, I think, for their only loss of the year. And then Yankton gave Pierre a heck of a game in Yankton during the regular season, but obviously they turned the table.
Out for the Vermillion Tanagers, will go for it. As Reed underneath center will hand it off to Strand. No, it's the play action, and to the outside they'll pick up the first down as they're able to get it to Aiden Schremp on the pitch and catch of 7 yards. And again, a first down for the Canton Seahawks. And that will all but do it.
A 2-1 Madison team next Friday night at Dakota State's new facility at 7 o'clock.
Reed will go underneath center. No, I apologize. This is about 2 yards or so. I'll bring up second down and 8. Joe, you going to make the journey to Madison next week?
Well, I hope so.
Okay. We'll have more details for you. How's that sound?
That'd be nice to know. I'm going to get out of town for a few days, Sunday through Thursday, but as long as I know that I have something to prepare for, I'll work toward that end.
You'll have an email on Sunday. How's that sound?
That'd be great.
Second down and 8, handing off. And Schremp this time will get blown up inside the hole and get right back to the line of scrimmage. And he'll bring up third down and 8. Canton Seahawks just working more of this clock. Trying to get out of the dome with the victory here. Ball is at the 35-yard line as Alex Reed will go underneath center on third down. Play action here. He's back to pass. Pump fakes will go to the end zone. He has his target there. It's going to be broken up, though. Nice job there by down and 8 upcoming for the Canton Seahawks. Is that one? Nice coverage there by Nolan Nygren, I apologize, to break that one up for the Vermillion Tanagers. So on 4th down and 8 with 1:51 remaining here in the ballgame, no surprise, the Canton Seahawks, of course, will go for it. Don't blame them to try to go for it. See if they can't pick up the first down. If they're able to do so, they'd be able to run out the clock. If not, Vermillion will have one more opportunity to try to score. Ball at the 35. Reed will go underneath center with everyone in tight. Put one in motion. Back to pass. Run the route all the way through if he would have. Reed put that one right in the exact spot that he needed to. Falls incomplete, and Vermillion will take over 1st down and 10. Ball at the 35-yard line. Cole, in the end, lose by 20 for the Vermillion Tanagers, but you have to say, certainly a good performance from them offensively. The game plan that Tom O'Boyle came out here with worked nicely.
Yeah, it did. I mean, it got points on the board. It got your offense rolling. I mean, you put up 25 points against the number 1 team in the state. No matter what offense you put together, I'd say it's a successful week.
So 2 wide receivers to either side. Shotgun formation for Hayden Christofferson, and this is not going to be a team that's just going to roll over and die. They're still going to try and make something happen here in the final 150 seconds or so, and this one is a completion to Connor Peterson for 12 yards. Now 350 yards in the passing game tonight for Hayden Christofferson.
And that is against a tied for first team in the class. Obviously with a 55-0 win over Lakota Tech last week, a lot of great numbers were put up, but not like tonight.
22 completions here in the ball game for Hayden Christofferson. So he's back to pass once again. Again, they're not going to abandon it here, and this one is going to fall incomplete, but a penalty flag will come out. It's another penalty flag that goes against the Canton Seahawks. 6 penalties for 60 yards against them this evening. So the ball will move up to the 43-yard line, just across the 50, and it'll be a 1st down and 10 for the Vermillion Tanagers once we spot the ball and we're ready to go. Taking a moment for the officials to spot the ball. Should be a 1st down. There we go. Starting to move the chains now. So again, they're going to say a pass interference and not a holding. That will be against the Canton Seahawks. So move it all the way up to the 38-yard line instead. Back to pass, Hayden Christofferson, and it's one's going to be dropped by Landon Cerny.
The old looking upfield before you look it in.
Yeah, Cerny was definitely looking to see who was around him and who's going to lay the pop on him. I don't think they're going to lay too big of a lick on you at this moment. Don't think anyone really wants to get the other team hurt at the moment with 1:07 remaining in this game, 45-25. Again, Vermillion still running their normal offense, just trying to make something happen down the field. 40 pass attempts this evening for Hayden Christofferson, so if you have that on your bingo card, you can cross it off this evening for 350 yards passing. Combined total offense, 368 from Hayden Christofferson. 2 wide receivers to either side. Back to pass once again is Hayden, and he will find his intended target open at the 30 and then dropped as it goes out of bounds. It was a completed pass, that time to Beal. He fumbled it out of bounds, but still counts as a completed pass. It's a pickup of 13 yards.
Yeah, just lost it, but fortunate bounce got it out of bounds, and the Tanagers pick up the 1st.
So again, this is the best passing performance of Hayden Christofferson's career as well. 363 yards in the passing game, as that sets a new record high for him. It will come, though, in the losing performance against the Canton Seahawks. Down by 20 with 40 seconds remaining here in the ball game. Back to pass once again. They will go to the end zone, and this one hit down in 10 for the Vermillion Tanagers. Coming up here on our postgame show, we'll get you final game statistics. We'll also have a breakdown of the scores from across the state of South Dakota. That is on the way here on Live Ticket TV. I'm not on babysitting duties either. I thought two wide receivers split to either side, and this one is going to be caught by Thomas as he's going to pick up 9 yards, and I'll bring up 3rd down and 1. .372 yards in the passing game for Hayden Christopherson. He wants one more opportunity. He's telling his guys to get to the line. They're going to look for the end zone here on 3rd down with 13. So Vermillion will have one final opportunity on 4th down and 1 in 9 seconds. I wouldn't be surprised if Hayden Christopherson doesn't look for the end zone, and if he doesn't find otherwise his intended target open right away, he will take off and try to pick up the 1st down with his feet. And Christopherson runs in the play. Again on 4th down and 1. Formation for Hayden Christopherson. Back to pass. Looking to the near side. Hayden Christopherson is going to find his target to Thomas. Thomas reaches across the goal line. Touchdown. And that one a 21-yard touchdown pass for the Vermillion Tanagers with 2 seconds remaining here in the ball game.
Well, if unless Canton runs it back with 2 seconds left to go,
So now Raleigh French on to kick the extra point here. 45-31. Again, trying to make it 32. The extra point is up, and it's off to the left. No good. So we can kind of keep the guys out there, quickly rush everybody out there to have the kickoff, and that would end the ball game. And with this scrum kick that we've seen, that one will be pretty easy to do. Let's see here. 10. Was it? I believe 33 completions tonight for Hayden Christopherson. On 46 attempts did he have? 45 attempts? We'll get you again.
Heath, I'm not quite sure why you're asking us. You've got the stats.
We'll get you the full numbers. 4 passing touchdowns for him tonight. But again, Riley French will just squib kick this one as we keep it right here. Again, thank you, fans. It's been your home for Vermillion High School volleyball for the past 3 years now. We don't just join halfway through the season to start covering high school volleyball season. It's been fun. Be with Cole Large. Simple squib kick. It gets by the intended guy, and they're going to let the clock run out, and that is final. The Canton Seahawks get the victory over the Vermillion Tanagers. 45-31 is your final here inside the Dakota Dome. We're going to step aside for a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll have your full game statistics. That is on the way next here on Live Ticket TV.
12, 13. Do you have a pest problem? Got bats, ants, termites? Family owned and operated, Olson's Pest Technicians have had over 50 years experience taking care of pest problems in places across South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa. Utilizing brilliant methods such as Centricon bait stations for termites and Vicane treatment for bed bugs. There's no pest too tough for Olson's Pest Technicians. If you have pest problems, call 800-KILL-BUGS.
Insurance rates are on the rise, and now more than ever, every penny counts. With me, John Brooks at DFS Insurance, we can look over your coverages and find the right insurance carrier to help you keep your costs down. At DFS Insurance, I'm an independent agent, which allows me to offer a variety of different carriers to fit your needs. When you're ready for your free, no obligation quote, give me a call, and we'll get you on the path to the best and most affordable insurance you need with Dakota Financial Services.
Welcome to Dakota PC Warehouse, where our staff aren't just friendly, we're certified nerds with a side of tech genius. Prepare to be awed as we unleash a barrage of geeky charm and unbeatable deals on PCs and HD TVs. And our tech gurus, armed with determination and a questionable assortment of snacks, can fix just about anything. We love technology and making it work for you. Dakota PC Warehouse, because being a nerd is our superpower.
For healthier crops and stronger yields, count on Nutrien Ag Solutions.
By partnering with the leader in plant nutrition, you'll have access to innovative products and unmatched service that deliver impact and efficiency to every acre. Healthier crops, happier growers. Lead the field this season and beyond. Find your local crop consultant at nutrienagsolutions.com.
Welcome back to the Vermillion Booster Club Press Box, proud supporters of all Tanager athletics and the student athlete.
45-31 is your final. The Canton Seahawks move to 3-0 on the season. Remain ranked number 1 in Class 11A, and this one a nice victory for the Canton Seahawks. Actually, let's get straight into it. We'll get our thoughts of Cole Larson and Joe Van Gore here in just a moment. In the passing game for Hayden Christopherson tonight, he finishes 25 of 45 for 393 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 1 interception this evening. In fact, when it comes to Hayden Christopherson, what a performance by him. He had over 400 yards of total offense with 5 touchdowns in the ball game for the Vermillion Tanagers. It was almost Hayden Christopherson against everybody else, and he had spread the ball out nicely as well as 2 touchdown passes to Connor Peterson and also 2 touchdown passes to Thomas this evening, to Quillen Thomas for the Vermillion Tanagers. On the opposite side, it was the rushing tack. T. Granum finished the ball game with 18 carries for 181 yards. He did get injured in the ball game. He has ice on his ankle and is in crutches for the Canton Seahawks. We hope that young man is all right. Also, Kane Wallner finishes the football game with 11 carries for 101 yards and 2 touchdowns tonight for the Canton Seahawks. In the passing game, Alex Reed goes, 8 of 12 for 167 yards and a touchdown tonight in the ball game for the Canton Seahawks. Joe Van Gore, great performance by Vermillion, but we expected this from the Canton Seahawks. When they needed to dominate, they dominated.
Well, they certainly did in the run game, and also 3 or 4 touchdowns of over 50 yards here and everything. In a 14-point game, obviously that makes the difference. But with the grind them out that Canton can do, they also can show their speed in the running game, and they showed that with their 1-2 punch of both Kane Wallner and Teague Granum tonight.
Cole, on the opposite side for the Vermillion Tanagers, when it came to the game plan from Tom O'Boyle to throw the football and do nothing else, you give him a lot of credit. It actually worked out nicely for 393 yards of total offense in the passing game and 4 touchdowns from Hayden Christopherson. You would take that. If I told you coming into this game that he does that in the ball game, you'd say, all right, Vermillion has a really good opportunity to win this game. They just, in the end, come up on the wrong side of it.
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, when you kind of said that, original offensive plan to, okay, I'll see how it works against this really stout Canton defense, but they proved that. I mean, this is 5-yard out, 5-yard in, couple corners, couple posts here and there, and then a random scramble from Christopherson seemed to work pretty well. I mean, put up 31 points against the number 1 team in the state. I mean, no matter what the outcome is, you're going to be proud of that, and there's a lot of good things you can build on, and the all passing, it seemed to work. I mean, 31 points is like a typical maybe a non-typical air raid offense, you might say, for Vermillion, but I can't really say anything against it. They had over 300 yards of offense and put 31 points to the board.
Let's get to scores here in just a moment, as again the Canton Seahawks get the victory 45-31 inside the Dakota Dome, as we're going to wrap it up here in just a moment. But before we do that, let's take a look at the final scores from across the state of South Dakota, including some good ones. We heard earlier that the Pierre Governors fall. The Winter Warriors knock off the number 2 team in Class A as they remain undefeated on the season. Cole, let's begin in Class 11 AAA. You two bounce back and forth. What do you have for us this evening?
Yeah, AAA again, just 3 games today in 11 AAA. Harrisburg defeats Rapid City Central 42-8. Brandon Valley over O'Gorman 27-0. Sturgis Brown leads Rapid City Stevens 17-16. 4 minutes to go in the third quarter there.
And, of course, tomorrow in 11 AAA, it's the President's Bowl at Howard Wood Field, Sioux Falls, Washington, Sioux Falls, Jefferson at 3, and then Sioux Falls, Lincoln, and Sioux Falls, Roosevelt at 6 o'clock. In 11 AA, well, the game tomorrow, as it came up before the scores tonight, Mitchell takes on Spearfish at 7 o'clock in Joe Quennell Field. 2 soccer games, a college football game, and then a high school football game in Mitchell tomorrow, in case you're interested. And maybe Heath has some room in the car if you want to maybe travel along with him. But tonight, Watertown beats Pierre 28-14. Pierre had not lost a regular season game to an 11 AA team since 2021 when they lost to Brookings. That was regular season, but then Pierre beat Brookings for one of their 7 championships in 11 AA in a row. Yankton, no problem with Douglas, 74-6. Aberdeen Central over Brookings, 7-0. T-Area over Huron, 41-14. And Sturgis Brown leads Rapid City Stevens, 17-16. 4 minutes to go, third quarter. Now to 11A with Cole.
Yeah, 11A scores. Obviously, your final score here, number 1, Canton 45, Vermillion 31. Dakota Valley over Lakota Tech 63-0. Del Rapids over Rapid City Christian 40-24. Tri-Valley over Belle Fourche 37-0. Vermillion's next week opponent, Madison, they defeated Custer 42-16. West Central over McCook Central Montrose 55-7. Number 1 Sioux Falls Christian, tied for number 1 Sioux Falls Christian, defeats number 3 Lennox 19-8. And the final 11A score that just went final, Millbank defeats Groton Area 32-28.
In 11B, the big matchup, number 1 winner over number 2 Elk Point Jefferson, 18-8. It was also Parker over Baltic, 16-6. Landrew over Sisseton, 47-0. Mount Vernon Plankington over Wagner, 36-6. West Central over McCook Central Montrose, as Cole mentioned, 55-7. Woonsocket, Washington Springs, Sanborn Central beat Webster Area 50-12. Sioux Valley over Clark Willow Lake, 56-36. Miller Highmore Herald over Chamberlain, 26-20. Aberdeen Roncalli over Mobridge Pollock, 42-0. Hot Springs over Lead Deadwood, 12-0. Bridgewater Emery Ethan got away from Beersford, 22-13. And as Cole mentioned, Millbank over Groton Area, 32-28. Now to the 9-man classes. 9AA, Cole.
9AA, there's a whole lot of them, so let's roll. Parkston, number 1 Parkston over Receiving Votes Hanson, 34-9. Number 5 Viborg Hurley over Receiving Votes Alcester Hudson, 48-38. Britton Hecla over Florence Henry, 58-6. Kimball White Lake over Platte Geddes, 52-8. Waverly South Shore over Wabash Summit, 20-18. Elkton Lake Benton over DeSmit, 42-0. Bonham over Gregory, 28-8. Leola Frederick Area over North Central, 60-18. Stanley County over Redfield, 44-8. Out west with 2 minutes to go in the game, 9A number 5 Harding County Bison leads number 4 in 9AA Hill City, 50-35. Number 2 Hamlin over Great Plains Lutheran, 59-8. TDA ACDC over Scotland Menno, 64-14. Freeman Marion Freeman Academy over Gayville Volans, 68-40. Canastota over Garrettson, 20-13. Wall leads New Underwood, 53-6. They just ended the third quarter there. And Kadoka Area leads Bennett County, 34-8. With 2 minutes to go in the third. Joe for 9A.
Timberlake over Faith, 38-6. Howard, the number 1 team in 9A, defeated Chester Area, 52-0. Harding County Bison over Hill City, 50-35. 2 minutes to go in that one. Lyman over Jones County, 64-36. Let's see, Ipswich over Northwestern, 66-14. Viborg Hurley outscores Alcester Hudson, 48-38. Waverly South Shore over Wabash Summit, 20-18. Kimball White Lake over Platte Geddes, 52-8. Warner over Faulkton Area, 28-20. Dupree over Potter County, 56-6. Leola Frederick Area over North Central, 60-18. Lemon McIntosh leading Harriet Selby Area, 22-16. Late third quarter, and you gave the Wall and New Underwood score. And now, Cole, wrap her up in 9B.
Yes, sir. 9B Burke over Sunshine Bible Academy, 64-38. Arlington over Sioux Falls Lutheran, 34-14. Timberlake over Faith, 36-8. Number 1 Avon over number 5 Corsica Stickney, 54-20. Lyman over Jones County, 64-36. Ipswich over Northwestern, 66-14. Number 4 Sully Buttes over Hitchcock Tulare, 48-18. Number 3 Warner over number 2 Fulton Area, 28-20. Canastota over Garrettson, 20-13. Oldham Ramona Rutland, 24. Irene Wakanda, 14. And these 3 games not yet final. Lemon McIntosh leads Harriet Selby Area, 22-16. Del Rapids St. Mary leads Coleman Egan, 8-6. And Kadoka leads Bennett County, 34-8.
Fans, next week from the Beacon Premier Complex Brian Kern Family Stadium, Vermillion will play the Madison Bulldogs. We'll have all the coverage beginning at 6 o'clock right here on Live Ticket TV. Otherwise, it's another busy week for us here at Live Ticket TV, as we'll have volleyball action beginning on Tuesday. The Vermillion Tanagers are at home taking on one of the top-ranked teams in volleyball, the Sioux Falls Christian Chargers. Again, all the coverage can be found right here on Live Ticket TV. That will wrap up our coverage here this evening from inside the Dakota Dome. For Joe Van Gore, from Cole Large, for also Spencer Bewley running the camera this evening, I'm Heath Nimke. Your final score from inside the Dome at H. Lauren Lewis Field. The Canton Seahawks get the victory 45-31. Until Tuesday for our next broadcast, have yourself a wonderful rest of your evening.